Yes, sir, boys and girls from around the MFN world, y'all. It's the big broadcast, y'all. It's the big MFN broadcast. You already know what time it is. You know what time it is. Every Friday night, you got to pull up. We got to pull up. We got to have some fun with it. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming in and vibing with your boy. You got to start this off with a like, people. Y'all know what it is. Every Friday, y'all. I don't know. Maybe we're doing 3, 4 weeks in a row. Man, we've been here. We've been here, man. And we are getting close to our goal, almost at 100 episodes, man. Your boy came out the shower feeling fresh as hell. I want to see the chat active. I want to see y'all popping, 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 popping. We got to talk about a lot of things. We got to vibe out about a lot of things. You know what I mean? And I'm so thankful that y'all choose to come vibe with me, man. Cheers. I got Sprite in my cup. We are not sipping like that tonight. I hope that y'all are sipping. This is 10 p.m. Eastern. Y'all could be anywhere, but y'all here with me. Best way to support your boy is to like the stream. And y'all, if y'all want to send super chat, send them. Send the super chat. I have an ongoing thing going that if I get any super chats, I will take a shot of Sprite. I'm not taking a shot of alcohol. But let me say this. It is going to be a spicy topic. It's going to be a crazy topic. I want y'all to come vibe and come rock with me. We're going to talk about Kendrick Lamar versus Schulz. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about a lot. We're going to talk about a lot of things. If y'all coming in, y'all rocking in, come rock with your boy. Start with that like the stream as we get going, man. I got to see them likes popping. I'm sorry. I'm not going to play games. I need to see that like getting absolutely abused, man. I'm a small creator, man. I'm not a big creator. I'm just a regular guy out here in the city. So I better see that like button getting abused, man. Abuse that like button, man. Mm. Abuse that like button. And you know what? Before we abuse the like button, man, we gotta get on some tunes, man. You know what I mean? We gotta get in some music, man. I gotta DJ and get people in here. Smash that like button. We got 5 people in the building, and the likes have to match the people in here, man. The likes have to match the people. I lost a little bit of the audio right there, but the likes better match the view. What's going on? I need y'all to harass the like button the same way audio is harassing me. You feel me? The audio's playing games with your boy, but don't play games with me. I better see that like button getting destroyed, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We gotta start it off like this.
They're
This
built
is this
different.
is I don't know
Blood
what's
is
going
thicker.
on. I don't worry. I don't want to hear nothing about pads. I want to hear some Kendrick. Let's go. Let's start with some K Dot, man. What is going on right now? I'm gonna refresh. Yo, yo. Shout out to JJ in the building. Audio's a bit choppy. Let me know how it's sounding now, man. Get in the chat. Let me know how the audio is sounding, brother. Yeah, I mean, we can play around with it. Give me a thumbs up or at least get in the chat. Let me know how the audio is sounding. on my end, the microphone and everything, man. You know what I mean? Yo, 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 yo. Mic check, mic check. Get in the chat. I played around a little bit with the audio settings. Let me know how it is sounding. Let me know how it is sounding. Get in the chat. If the audio is good, get in the chat. Let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna test my own audio. So I'm gonna be right back. Y'all just stay tuned. I'm testing out my own audio, man.
slaves and learn.
Man, the chat is quiet and lame. Shout out to JJ for giving me the heads up. The audio's fine. The audio's good. I just checked it and it's good. I think I'm sounding good. I believe I'm sounding good, but I want to ask y'all in actually I'm not even gonna ask y'all. I believe I'm sounding good. If y'all have any issues with the audio, you get in the chat. If there's no reply, I'm assuming that I'm sounding good. Like I said, man, the likes have to match the views. People, stop playing with your boy. We got 6 people in the building, man. We have to smash that like button, man. Support your boy as I come through this journey, man. Support your boy. Very, very important, man. I'm just a young creator, man. I'm a small creator. I'm somebody who's been at it for a good amount of time. Support your boy, brother. Support your boy. I want y'all to go smash that like button. We're gonna have fun tonight. We're gonna have fun. Every time you come to this stream, I'm gonna keep y'all entertained and we're gonna have some fun. So let's do Ooh, I will say this. I will say this. We got Bijan in the chat saying Andrew Schultz is clearly and overtly racist. He's a crypto small hat. I'm not gonna say that. He pretends to be Irish, but he is small hat. I never trust crypto small hats. Schultz looked over the Indian podcast, said his women are dieheads. Mad poom poom. This same Gimp just laughed and that damn say it. Oh, let's go. Black men should stick up for black women because no one else will. Hey man. Hey man, say man. I haven't even got started, man. I'm warming up, brother. Bijan came in like a wreck. Bijan. You better have liked the stream, brother. You better, I'm assuming you're a brother. You know what I mean? Mustard. Bijan Mustard, you better have like stream, man. We about to get into it, bro. I have to warm people up, man. I have to have foreplay with my audience, bro. We gonna get into it though. Oh, okay. You're a female. Shout out to you. But I gotta warm it up, baby. I gotta warm it up. And since you're a female, you know the importance of foreplay. I gotta start it up. You know what I mean? Let's go. By the way, this is the original song that started the so-called quote unquote beef or whatever it is. The way, if people are gonna be watching on the back end of this, I'm going to take out this song. The song's gonna be erased. Well, I'm listening to whacked out murals, okay? So y'all gotta listen to it. If you're listening on again, my if y'all are gonna go to my membership, sorry, not my membership, my Patreon, link in bio, I play the full uncensored version. When y'all coming on the replay, I'm going to remove this because this is UMG. UMG owns this music. I'm playing copyrighted content. Okay? Right? That's why I keep saying y'all like the video. Y'all support me, man. I mean, if you want to support me, I'm a small creator. Get in the super chats. And I told y'all the bet is you give me super chats, I'm gonna take a shot. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Shout out to Bijan in the chat. You know what I mean? Shout out to Now Something in the chat. Get active in the chat. Let's talk about it.
That's on my body.
I want y'all to get in the chat and let me know, was GNX good or bad, whack, in the middle? Let me know your rating for GNX.
My blick first, then God got me.
By the way, I appreciate everybody who liked the stream. If you're listening on audio only, give me 5 stars on what is that? By the way, that bar about Lil Wayne might have sparked something. When I say sparked something, get in the chat. Do y'all think that Lil Wayne would kill K Dot or would K Dot kill Lil Wayne? Because it was like a semi shot. When I say a semi shot, like it was a like light tap. It wasn't like pop. Meaning, in other words, Kendrick went hard on Drake, right? No Diddy. Within oh, what's that track? I forget the track again. But this was a semi shot, right? And like y'all saw, Wayne was upset, perturbed, and it's rumored that Wayne actually got on in the booth. I'm gonna replay that again because this was the first song in GNX. In other words, bro came out swinging with and by the way, he came out swinging on Drake too. This was not just he dissed multiple people, and I'm a Wayne fan, y'all. I'm a Wayne fan, y'all. I love Wayne. Yeah, I mean, we might have to play some Wayne a bit later, bro, because I'm Kendrick went in though. I don't even. I'm gonna spoil it to you. Y'all know I do not like Kendrick. I was incredibly impressed by this song.
Bitch, they done burn. All of them.
I think this is a very underrated track off GNX, man. Get in the chat. What was your favorite GNX tracks? Let's see what Bijan is saying. I'm not taking anything away from Wayne Kendrick. Write all his bars. Kendrick is a lyricist, a masterful manipulator of his breath. Oh, okay. I didn't know how to better explain it. I'm sorry, man. When K Dot does them weird voices doing that, no, man, that's some corny ish, man. I will never respect that. But what I do respect is pen. We cannot disrespect the pen game of K. Dot Lamar. It is fire. But let me tell y'all this: we cannot disrespect Wayne's pen game. Have we seen Wayne battle to the level of what we just saw this past summer? No. But but I would like to see it. I would love to see that battle, man. Get in the chat. What was your favorite what was your favorite song from GNX? Say this, man. I think we might have missed the bar, but again, if y'all didn't know the bar, I'll let y'all know the bar. The bar is essentially where Kendrick is saying, I'm gonna just go straight to it. I'm gonna go straight to it. I want to play two more tracks to get us warmed up. Like I told Bijan, man, we gotta warm it up. I gotta have some foreplay with y'all, man. I gotta have some foreplay with y'all, man. No Diddy for all the males in the chat. I have to do it slow stroking, man. I got to slow stroke y'all, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot go hard in the paint just yet, man. I have to give y'all some slow stroking, man. You know what I mean? And let me tell you this: fingers and tongue have to be used. No Diddy, no Diddy for the. This is for the women. Okay. I don't really have a female audience. It is what it is. I accept it. Let's go.
For you, okay.
As long as y'all liking the content, like the stream. If y'all want to bless your boy with some super chats, I ain't gonna say no. And that's the bar. Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman that's law. Let's go again. I want to go back to that actual bar itself. So we're gonna go and rap genius right quick, right? Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman that's law, right? So here, this is potentially a reference to Andrew Schulz and his comments about black women on his comedy podcast Flagrant, aired July 17th, 2024. By the way, that's my birthday. Hey, so crazy, man. You know what I mean? Schultz and his podcast guests James Duncan and Fuad Dawodu from Shits and Gigs face backlash after making derogatory and stereotypical remarks about how black women carry themselves and handle certain confrontational situations. Even though Schultz made the remark, Duncan and Dawodu cut flack for not speaking up after the disrespect, even if in a joking context. Kendrick is saying a white comedian will never understand the struggle of black women or any person of color, no matter who they are. That's law serves to reinstate Kendrick's belief while making a callback to Meet the Gram. So, again, this is about the beef, y'all. This is about the beef. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat going crazy. Have you seen the video of Birdman, French kissing Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne saying, I miss you, daddy? Yeah, that was crazy. Wayne has a lot of very suspect things, but let me say this: before we even fully get into that, I'm slow stroking y'all. I'm really slow stroking y'all. You know what I mean? I'm really getting in there. I'm playing with the clit. No Diddy. We have to almost do a palate cleanse because we're gonna talk about some real hip hop ish. We're gonna talk about this beef. We're gonna talk about the layers of the beef. You know what I mean? I'm not a Kendrick fan, y'all. I don't know what y'all expect. I'm not a Kendrick fan, but I might be siding with him on this, man. Let's get to it. I'm gonna do a palate cleanse, man, because we got a real beefy. Let's get a little more happy. You know what I mean? I did not have a great week. You know what I mean? I'm doing this stream out of love and respect and just consistency. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Mhm. We have to get a little spiritual in here, man. We got a palate cleanse before we get to the beat, man. Deuces Bijan, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna do our thing. I'm not on drugs. I'm enjoying some Sprite, y'all. I'm here enjoying Sprite Zero. Actually, we having a vibe. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I gotta warm it up, man. We're gonna have some fun. Let's go, man. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Smash that like button. Let's get it. Hey, man. Love it. Love it, man. Well, another one, man.
Brothers and listen, I need to know. Is there anyone out there that knows you can never pay God back?
By the way, we got to start it off like this because we got a palate cleanse, man. We're going to definitely talk about some real ish tonight. And the way we got to talk about it is with care. And when I say care, I mean that we're not going to be reckless with it. I know that there's a lot of people who are emotionally tied, evidently, to, what I mean, Kendrick and his movement. But I believe there's something we can talk about both sides in terms of perceptions and actual reality of things. I'm just being real with you. And this is not a space where I bash and disrespect black women. People need to know that. I love black women. I respect black women, raised by them, grew up all around them, dealt with them. I prefer black women. That's how it is. But there's some awkward, conversations we're gonna have tonight. And we're gonna get real with it. All right. All that you've ever known me for is spitting the truth. That's what I do. All y'all ever known me for is saying real things. I'm not here to lie. I'm not here to BS y'all. I'm not here to play games with y'all. I want y'all to Smash the like button. I want y'all to have fun tonight, and we're gonna speak the real. Let's have some fun tonight. I had a crazy week. I had a lot of things I'm not gonna talk about, but I'm going to reemphasize the fact that I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that I'm safe. I'm happy that I'm healthy. I'm happy that I'm able to even spend even a minuscule bit of time with y'all today. Real talk. And I'm grateful. I'm thankful. You feel me? And I think we got to practice that, right? We're talking about Andrew Schulz, a racist comedian. You know what I mean? Or are we talking about the fact that Kendrick Lamar or his fans are sensitive? What is the truth? We're gonna find out. That's why you're here. We're gonna find out. Let's go.
I know I'm a
And of course, when we're going to the praise, it gets to pausing and playing games, man. Let's get the likes up, man. Let's get the likes up. We got a lot of people in the building, man. I appreciate y'all for spending this Friday with me. Friday Eastern time zone. We're at 11:08. We're gonna have some fun with it, man. We're gonna have some fun with it. And I'm gonna get to the topics real soon. We gotta have a little more fun with it. Let's go there. Mhm. Mm. Rules of lasting. Mm. Down. Mm, mm. On me, rain down on me. Ah, man, won't he do it, man? Won't he do it? Man, I'm just so thankful, man. You know what I mean? I'm just grateful. We're gonna get into the nonsense real soon. I just got to get y'all warmed up, like I said. We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna have some fun tonight, man. Y'all come into the chat, man. Like the stream. Shout out to everybody coming in. Let's go. By the way, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I was not a fan of Boston Richie like that, right? Fair use, but I love the song. By the way, get in the chat. Do y'all think that, you know what I mean? Do y'all think that snitch culture is over? What am I saying? In other words, you have a sit. Get in the chat, y'all. I want to hear what the chat has to say. You have people like YSL Woody, Lil Woody, who's getting tons of money from interviewers, from shows, from doing all type of ish, right? And he is a certified rat snitch who basically got Young Thug in prison for 2 years of his career. You have Boston Richie, who I'm gonna be real with you. Boston Richie's recent album, Richie Rich, is fantastic. This song right here, Help Me, is fantastic. Even though he's a trick, and I never respect tricks, I don't respect tricking, period. This man knows how to make great music. Is snitching over within hip hop culture? Get in the chat. By the way, shout out to Big Nick in the chat. We got some people. What are your thoughts on the video of Drake? With the video of Drake on YouTube of him gripping on a man's cheeks. Oh my God. By the way, that your picture is diabolical, my G. I have not seen that video of Drake grabbing cheeks, but y'all got to remember Drake is half white. And on top of this, Drake is like me. He's Canadian. I'm in Canada, y'all. Shout out to my Canadian people, man. Appreciate y'all. Cheers to y'all. He is Canadian, y'all. White Canadian boys, you know what I mean? They play like that. They play gay games. And that's going to lead to my commentary I'm going to speak about later. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy some of this Boston Richie, man. What's going on with the Carlos Leonel in the chat? Most of the hip hop community is mostly sus. I will say you're correct, but why'd you say hip hop community, y'all? Most of the music industry is sus, and they will do and suck off anybody, no Diddy, to attain what they've always wanted, which is power, which is clout, which is influence, y'all. Let's stop playing and pretending like it's just the hip hop industry. You don't think country music people are doing that? You don't think the rock community is doing that? People in the rock community are proud of saying they did gay-ish, man, or suspect things. You know what I mean? R&B community, don't get me started, man. That's one of the fruitiest type of genres, man. And by the way, we don't have a problem with Fruit Loops, man. We just think, at least in my part, like my platform here, I say that, you know what I mean? Let's have a little more privacy with it, man. Let's have some fun. The Fruit Loop community is what it is. It is what it is, bro. Let's go, bro. Mm. Let's go, man. By the way, Rio the Young OG is gonna be freed in a little bit. I'm gonna play this track and then we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. Again, thank you so much for coming in here, rocking with me. You know what I mean? People in the chat. I want y'all to smash that like button. If y'all want to send that super chat, send that super chat. I'm a smaller creator, about to growing, you know what I mean, trying to do his thing. And we're gonna get into it for real. We're gonna get into it for real. You know what I mean? I appreciate each and every one of y'all spending the table with me. Let's go. Mm. By the way, I want to say it like this: when I advertise it on my membership, I will have exclusive content. So be sure to join the membership as low as $5 a month. If you want to get extra content, check my Patreon as well. $5 a month. Link in the bio. If you want to support me tonight, get on the super chat. Do what you gotta do. I will be taking shots of Sprite. I might maybe take some shots of liquor, depending on how big the super chat is. And if you do not have the money, you're not interested in doing any of that, I would like you to do one thing. And that thing is like the stream. Like the stream. I would really appreciate if y'all liked the stream. We're gonna get deep, man. We're gonna definitely get deep. No Diddy. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. A lot of things. That's not a joke. That's not even a joke. Let's get it, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Should I play one more track? I might have to run one more track. I'm sorry. I gotta run one more track. I gotta run one more track. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean. Let's run this. Let's run this. Let's run this. I like this one. I like this one. Ha! Mm, mm. I love this flip. By the way, like I said, I'm gonna have this on my Patreon for the full uncensored. When I say uncensored, I mean the songs are gonna be in it on my Patreon, right? On the replay, these songs are either gonna be erased or this segment is gonna be removed. So you might hear nothing. Did you hear what I said? Y'all might not hear nothing. So again, this is why I need the support. YouTube does a lot of censorships. They play a lot of games, right? I appreciate the platform, but they play a lot of games. So like I said, the best way to support, it's not even close, is to send super chats, either join the memberships or the Patreon, man. Best way to support your boy. But if that's beyond you, if you don't want to do the commitment, at least like the stream, man. I'm gonna go back to this. Like the stream. Best way to support, even above the manyan. You know what I mean? I appreciate the manyan. I appreciate the guap, but if that's not in your favors in your hands, like the stream, best way to support. I gotta see those numbers rise
I
every day.
found them out the trap, these Glock got extended maggots, I won't be stingy with no pussy, you can have it, I ain't gon' lie, shit ain't changed, like, so I drop that automatic, it feel good to be rich as hell, and I ain't gotta do no gun clap, how to get away with murder, I was Law and Order, passed out in Miami, I had to drink me some of that
What
Florida
that Florida
water,
water?
on they block, I shoot a move, call me young reporter, got a bad red bitch, she stay with a barb, I call her my little daughter, fuck, I met her in the corner, all she wanna do is stay fly, show me what you want to order. Ass fat, it's in the she don't care if I'm recording. Ain't gon' lie, she put me to sleep, I was in that pussy snoring. Need a new bitch cause the shit getting boring. Locked in cash, she ain't even go get a new man. You know I miss you, baby. Had to climb my car when a young nigga sitting in that can. Dream about kiss you, baby. That nigga made too mad, he walked out on. Come here, what's the issue, little baby? Been going too crazy, the neighbors don't know my name. Put your face in the pillow, little baby. It's a sunny day. Every time you get around all your friends, you be acting a funny way. She get mad and I just laugh, she like, ain't shit funny, babe. As long as you do your job, hop on the dick like a bunny, babe. I found them out the trap, these Glock got extended maggots, I won't be stingy with no pussy, you can have it, I ain't gon' lie,
Ain't gonna
shit
lie.
ain't changed, like, so I drop that automatic, it feel good to be rich as hell, and I ain't gotta do no gun clap, how to get away with murder, I was Law and Order. Passed out in Miami, I had to drink me some of that
Give me
Florida
that
water.
Florida water.
On they block, I shoot a move. Call me young reporter, got a bad red bitch. She stay with a barb, I call her my little daughter.
Mm. Oh, this we know for sure. I keep on saying this is gonna be the last song, but this for real is gonna be the last song before we get to the topic, man. I am so thankful that y'all are here with me on this Friday night. Y'all could be anywhere else, man, but y'all chose to come rock with your boy. Y'all chose to come rock with me, and I'm thankful beyond measure. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My name is Big JTV. I know I got a lot of new people here. Big JTV, and I'm here to give y'all commentary, entertainment, and even enlightenment. Right? I appreciate your time more than you know. Right? And I'm gonna have fun with y'all. We're gonna have fun in the chat. We're gonna have a fun night tonight. I don't know if you've experienced my streams before, but we have a lot of fun on these streams, man. I mean, and for me, my musical taste goes up everywhere. I mean, and we're gonna end this off with a legend. A legend. And we're gonna cleanse the palate this way, man. We've been having an hour of music. Let's go. This relates to Kendrick, because Kendrick is a massive fan of R. Kelly. Meaning K Dot said Kelly, if Kel's music gets removed from Spotify, you have to remove Kendrick's music. Now look, man, I'm gonna say this. As an artist, Kendrick, not Kendrick, sorry. R. Kelly's amazing. R. Kelly's the GOAT in R&B. But he is not only a disgusting human being, he's a pervert, man. He's a pedophile, man. so so when K Dot talking about, freaky ass nigga, he is 69 God, look in the mirror. Look at what you were promoting, an individual that you were supporting. I will say this: R. Kelly knows how to make a song, man. Multiple songs, and this one of the songs, one of the greatest songs he did and wrote. We're gonna go a little. Is that Lisa Ray? Is that Lisa Ray?
Love don't count me out.
Let me know in the chat. And this is Claudia Jordan. Claudia Jordan, fine. Is this Claudia Jordan? Let me know. Get in the chat.
Cause I'm so out of love.
Tripping, man. That's definitely Claudia Jordan. Get in the chat. Is that Claudia Jordan? Let me know. I'm putting in the chat, man. Is that Claudia Jordan? Let me know. I think it's Claudia Jordan. Let's run it back. Let's run it a little bit back. I think it's her. Let me know. Is that? Let me know. You know what I mean? Cause she looking good, y'all. She looking beautiful, man. Shout out to black women, man. Black women be looking absolutely scrumptious in they look. But by the way, this one I want to emphasize. This song came out in the early 2000s. The fact remains is there was more an emphasis on the face. In other words, there was not such a huge emphasis on the woman's body. So you had the video vixens who actually had face, y'all. You know what I mean? By the way, the story of Charlie Wilson is very interesting. Let's go.
I was wondering if I could take your
Good time. Invite you to my house. Here is my number. You out. Told you a good time. By the way, I went to Claudia Jordan's IG and she said yes. Another flashback. It was her. It was Claudia Jordan, y'all. She was in it, man. Fine ass. Let's go, man. Let's finish off the song. Let's get to the ish, man. By the way, man, y'all better smash that like button, man, before I'm about to go in, man. Let's smash that like button, man. Support your boy, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Here's the fact. In Whacked Out Murals, like I was playing earlier, right? Is Schultz, let's get this out of the window. Is Schultz a racist? He's not a racist. I don't believe he's a racist. Is he stupid and ignorant? Yes. Is he stupid and ignorant? Yes. Is he a racist? I don't think so. No. No, he's not. Is he a comedian who's trying too hard to appeal to a racist fan base? Absolutely. Is he an individual who's playing a character that is, you know what I mean, detached from who he actually is? Yes. This white MFer is appealing to a base that hates black people and that is racist. Is he himself actually racist? No, because I actually have watched his comedy and I have a perception of him. I've listened to his podcast. But guess what? When you keep acting like a dummy, when you keep acting like a racist, it's very hard for you to take that back. Let's get to it, man. So here it says, don't let white comedians talk about no black woman that's law. This off whacked out murals, right? This off whacked out murals. And this is referring to this clip. We're gonna watch the clip together, man. Get in the chat. And let's really talk, man. Let's really talk. This is what it's all about, man. I appreciate everybody for coming into the stream. We're gonna have some MFN fun tonight. Some fun tonight, y'all. Give me a second. Let's talk about this clip. Let's get into the clip, man.
Girlfriend effect. This
Oh, you man don't know
you
about
just
this?
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like
Yeah.
clean shape up.
Nah,
Yeah.
Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
Glows
I
the
like
fuck
that.
up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time.
Bruh.
That's why they gotta shave their
Nah,
hair.
bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
They grow a
step,
beard
they step
because
their dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
Disrespectful. Not funny at all. Disrespectful cringe. I don't know why they're laughing. Let's go.
That's hilarious. I think the black girlfriend effect, it might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Yeah. Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
Like, who says that? Like, who asks what's your favorite, yo? And at the same time, man, yeah, some people do have favorites, yo. But ultimately, why you asking that? You're supposed to be a comedy podcast. That's not levity. It's not funny. And that's my problem here, man. If you're a comedian, at least be funny. Right? There's racial humor that's funny, man. There's like Russell Peters, there's Bill Burr, there's a lot of Gabriel Iglesias, you got Chris Rock, obviously, Dave Chappelle, people who use race in a funny way in order to create very, very good comedy, man. But for him to say some ish like this sounds goofy as hell. Let's go, man.
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh, really? We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gives
By the way, I gotta speak up. Akash is kind of a goofy too, man. I gotta speak up. Akash, who is one of the co-hosts, he's the Indian individual closest to Schulz or whatever. Not close to Schulz, more so on the right hand side. I don't know, might be left on y'all side. He is so goofy that I think it not only pisses me off, but it actually takes away from the content of the show. So when Kendrick was saying his ish and whacked out murals, he's referring to that goofy guy and just the entire platform being super goofy. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. I'll say this. I like Andrew Schultz when he's not leaning into the goofiness, man. I don't like when he's leaning into his racist fan base. And that's what happens, man. Dude was always, let me say this. Regardless of what you think of the election, regardless of what you think of Kamala, Trump, and everything like that, these comedians, unfortunately, have tried to be in the political atmosphere in the sense that they are more so focused in sucking off a politician than being transgressive against non-politicians and people who are in quote unquote power. Donald Trump is literally in power in the United States. And instead of being subversive and being unexpected, he's sucking off Donald Trump. Now, let me say this. I'm a fan of Trump. I don't care what nobody says. I like Trump. I'll rock with him. I don't care what anybody thinks. Right? But ultimately, if Trump makes mistakes, I'm going to call it out, right? Andrew Schultz says some dumb ish about black women. I'm going to call him out, even though I am a fan of Andrew Schultz, right? So when this came out about 2 weeks ago, The brilliant idiots, not the brilliant, sorry, flagrant had not replied yet, right? So I'm gonna show y'all what they said regarding, meaning specifically what Schulz said, and we're gonna react together. I've already seen it, but again, this clip is what sparked the ish. This happened July 17th, 2024. By the way, that was my birthday. Happy belated birthday to me. Mm. Like the stream, man. Like the stream as y'all come in, y'all rock in. So what eventually happened is that Andrew Schulz and his team, they replied, right? And this is part of their reply. Let's go.
But I need Kendrick. I need you to do it, Kendrick.
You want to squabble up with
I
Kenny?
need no. I mean, here's the thing. This is the thing that is kind of funny about it. Is like first of all, Kendrick's people.
Let's start off by saying this. No, this is not the first version of the reply. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna actually do another one. Hold up. By the way, Andrew Schultz definitely looked like somebody who's part of the Hitler Youth, man. He looked like a Nazi, bro. He looked like a racist. Let's start off with that. That mustache and hairpiece combo don't make you look like a non-racist, bro. You look like a straight up racist MF. You look like them white boys that we were smacking on for trying to say the N-word, the nigga, to sound cool, man. You look like a bitch. I ain't gonna stop playing. You look like a bitch, man. You look like a bitch, and I try not to curse as much on my thing, but he looks like a hoe, a hoe. Let's go.
They're telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Now let's start out by this. Andrew Schultz and comedians like this, should they comment on hip hop? Get in the chat. Keep in mind, Andrew Schultz started blowing up and got clout because of one person, man. Get in the chat. Who's the person that got Andrew Schultz popping? Who's the person? Some of y'all might say Joe Rogan. We got an Andrew Schultz fan in there. Let's go. I'm gonna give y'all the truth, man. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it like other podcasters, other people are gonna say. I'm gonna give y'all the truth. Who got Andrew Schultz popping? Get in the chat. Let me know. I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds to figure that out. Who got Andrew Schultz popping? Y'all got 10 seconds. Let's go. Man, y'all are slower than an MF. Y'all are slow as hell. But we're gonna get y'all faster. By the way, send the super chats if y'all feel like it supporting your boy. Best way to support your boy is again the likes, but also send that super chat, man. Send your boy some money on. Let's go, man. I'm giving y'all content. Let's go. The reason Andrew Schultz is popping is because of a black man. Charlemagne the fraud. And yes, he is a fraud. You know what I mean? He is a panderer. He's an individual who's faker than a $2 bill in the United States and faker than, and we don't have $2 bills in Canada, but he is fake and he's a fraud. He's a fraud. He's a double stepper, two-timer. He's an individual you can't trust. He's a snake. He's a rat. Right. 1 second he's out here with Kamala saying she ran a flawless campaign. The next second he's saying that she's messed up and she did not appeal to the common man. 1 second he is a dark-skinned black male. Right here, next second he has literally eyebrow work, all the makeup looking like a fake light skin. 1 second he says that Kendrick Lamar is the rap savior and Drake is an industry plant when he's actually getting paid by Atlantic and all kinds of industries, and he is accused of getting payola for the labels. This dude is a fake. He's a fraud. He's all right. 1 second he's going at Anderson Cooper. The next second he's saying, "Oh my God, y'all are out of touch, bro. You're out of touch, dog." I mean, 1 second he's working with Wendy Williams, and now he's kicking her back in. But this type of fake fraud individual, Charlemagne the God, is the reason Andrew Schultz is a thing, man. Let me explain, man. Andrew Schultz is part of a podcast called Brilliant Idiots. Okay, Brilliant Idiots is a podcast that Charlemagne the God has had with Andrew Schulz for better part of 10 years, right? And Andrew Schulz went through a phase a few years ago called alt right Andy. You know what I mean? Where he would have very, you know what I mean, right wing, extremely right wing positions. For right wing position. Now, look, man, the biggest political, and we're gonna get into politics. I don't care. Within the United States, a lot in Canada, what's happened is a lot of the political discourses went to the middle. What am I saying? People are neither super right wing or super left wing, right? Those two extremes are getting smaller, and they're so in other words, I'm gonna show y'all the clip. We're gonna get to it.
Bull and the gang affiliate and all. Girlfriend effect. This is
Oh, you man don't know
You
about
just
this?
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like
Yeah,
clean
he-
shape up.
Nah,
his feet
I
out,
like that.
Yeah,
glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
Glows
I
the
like
fuck up.
that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it because they're so stressed being around this black girl.
But I need Kendrick. I need you to do.
My bad. I got a bit lost. With it. Let me play the right one. Let me play the right clip.
They're telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So
Yeah.
we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
'Cause
mean?
they're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more.
Yeah.
Through art. Than rappers. Okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us and, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric.
See, here's the problem, man. When Andrew Schultz says ish that's not funny, that's actually goofy and partially stupid, he loses his credibility, man. You lose your credibility. Look, I have no problem with a comedian trying to be funny and trying to attempt because comedians are paid for the attempt, right? But when he has some BS takes that are not funny, that actually have no root in actual subversion of reality, and not, I mean, let me tell you something, man. Chris Rock could make this joke funnier and not be overtly racist. This is the problem, man. If people don't know Andrew Schultz and people have not watched him or understand him as a vibe, they're gonna assume that he's a full-blown racist, man. Right? Now, what is he saying about hip hop? Is hip hop a misogynistic, sexist, homophobic, disrespectful genre? Yes, because it's about inner city people. It's about street culture, right? And when you're in the streets, working class people in poverty, people in pain, do you think they're gonna be having high society morals and aptitudes like that? No, man. You're dealing with people who are struggling, man. You're dealing with people in the streets.
From music that protects women. And for decades protects women. And listen, right now the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny,
He is the guy on top.
He is the guy.
he is making sure that comedians, he put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place.
All right, let's see the exact line, okay?
By the way, shout out to Levy in the chat. Yo, Levy, here's the thing, right? We do have a culture in our culture, black people, you know what I mean? Me, I'm Canadian, I'm African, I'm not black American, so I cannot speak to black Americans' feelings or aptitudes, man. I do have a relation to the culture. I do feel and understand the culture, right? What Andrew Schultz said was very disrespectful. He said a lot of disrespectful things about black people, black women, and multiple groups. He said disrespectful things about Latinos, said disrespectful things about, you know what I mean, white people. But The thing is, what's the big issue here, right? Is that he has such venom towards black people in a lot of his podcast material that it comes off as racist, man. It comes off as racist, y'all. Because look, if it was funny, it'd be funny, right? And by the way, what he's gonna say is not even funny. We're gonna get to it. If it was funny, it was funny. There's tons of comedians who make racist jokes, tons of them, but they make it funny, dog. Let me show you one. Let me show you this one. Shout out Bill Black. He makes racist and sexist jokes, but they're funny, y'all. It look. If you say fuck all niggers, fuck all black people, right? Oh, I'm joking. I'm a comedian. You lose the plot. You did not say something that is funny, not only in general society, but you are actually being disrespectful and racist, right? Look, you can try to be funny. You do as a comedian get paid for the attempt. But the problem is your attempt crashed out and was horrible, and you've been attempting to be funny and you failed. Bill Burr is a funny white comedian, and he does a ton of race jokes. Let me show you another one, man. Let me show you somebody, man. Let me show y'all something, man. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Patrice O'Neal. If y'all know Patrice O'Neal, he made a ton of sexist, seeming offensive jokes, and they work. Rest in peace. And they work because he was actually very funny. Very, very funny. Now, look, you can make fun of everybody. You can be comedian should not be limited by levels of speech, but you have to know the consequences that come with it. Patrice O'Neal made a ton of offensive jokes, but they were funny. And on top of that, Patrice faced the consequences, meaning he was blackballed from the industry. And this is again my problem with Schulz. Schulz is an individual that tries so hard to be funny on his podcast that his attempts come off very disrespectful. And not even disrespectful, it comes off as racist. Now, look, how could he salvage this, right? How could he salvage this? He can salvage this by actually going to the stand up stage and making jokes about it. He can salvage this by not leaning so hard on the right, not even right wing, the racist wing. There's a racist wing of the right wing party, conservatives. Let me tell you this: I'm black. I'm more conservative than I am liberal. I'm more conservative than I am liberal. I don't like liberals. I don't like the left leaning ish. I'm just being real with y'all. But also, I'm not a damn racist though. And bro, look at his haircut. This MFR look racist. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, man? Like, what are we doing, man? You flirting so hard with the races. Like, bro, man. Let me tell you this, man. If you want to double down on if he wants to double down on what he was saying, double down all you want. I'd rather that than you give a fake weird apology. Let's listen to the rest of the clip. Let's go.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he's saying I can talk about black women, and that's
By the way, so you think he's a bad comedian? The only context there is in his conversation. Let me say this: he used to be better before. Now he's leaning so hard in the political atmosphere that his comedies actually become weak to trash. I'm being real with you. And he tries too hard on his podcast. And guess what? His dumb crew just laughs at everything he says because he's the one that's signing the check. Let me show you, man, another white comedian who's way better than this dude, man. If we're gonna go white comedians, let me show you something, man. This guy is white and way better than Andrew Schulz, and actually is not a racist or offensive to that level. Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis actually watched Andrew Schulz on his own ish because Shane Gillis is not the type of individual who's joking on a racist way or a super. Guess what? You know what is also too? Shane Gillis is not obnoxious, man. He has some kind of humility about him, and he makes funny comedy that's not overtly political. You know what I mean? Andrew Schulz, what happened to him? I'll tell you what happened to him. He got the clout from, you know what I mean, the right wing side, and he stopped criticizing them as much. If you're making a balance and you hitting both sides and you actually not overtly going on some racist diatribes and your whole crew ain't laughing at your racist diatribe, you have some more neutrality. And that's the problem with Schultz. That's the problem, man. He got roped into the rabbit hole of racist people, man. And he got so determined by his audience that his audience led him to say disrespectful things. Let's go. Let's finish off the clip.
Don't let no white community talk about no black
So
woman.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're
Kendrick.
back, we're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
It's a
it.
law.
I don't think he's lying about hip hop culture and hip hop in general. You know what I mean? I don't think that, hip hop has a big problem with misogyny, sexism, and all that. But it's almost like a wink wink to say that hip hop in general is a fantasy genre, meaning niggas ain't actually going to shoot up the block for real. They're saying a story. It's artistic expression, man. People are not actually going out to shoot at the ops, man. It's an expression, man. It's artistic renditions, man. You know what I mean? They're not actually smacking the shorties like that, the women like that. Most rappers are soft, and most rappers are artists. That's the most successful rappers, man. Even Kendrick himself, he's not exactly what he says in his music. But Andrew Schulz is trying to take the uber literal definitions of hip hop, and his stupid team is going with it because his stupid team have to get paid and they're not willing to stand up to the nonsense that their leader is saying. Let me tell you this, man, these people are cowards. And Andrew Schulz, I believe, is a coward too. He's a coward. He's weak. Let's go. Now, comedy is in itself an exaggeration too, but at the same time, bro, like he's done so many and said so many crazy things to the level you're like, bro, does he actually believe this? It is what it is. Go.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
That makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done
Schultz makes a great point there. South Park makes a lot of crazy racist jokes. I kind of fuck with him. I fuck with some. Look, man, I'm cool with racist jokes if they're funny, man. Let me show you something. I love comedy, man. I got love and respect for comedy. Let me show you one of my favorite comedians of all time. Let me show you, man. Let me show you this. This dude washes. This MFO washes Andrew Schultz. Washes him. Washes him. Russell Peters. Canadian. Shout out to my Canadians. Shout out to my Canadians in these streets. Washes Andrew Schultz, man. Kills him. And this dude makes the most racist jokes you can imagine, but he makes them because they're true. For one, the racist jokes are true, and they're fun. This guy's hilarious, man. He's one of the GOATs. And people, if you know who Russell Peters is, one of the GOATs. Andrew Schultz is not at that level. Andrew Schultz decides to be offensive more than actually funny. And by the way, we got some other people here saying, yeah, you know what I mean? Comedy can be definitely subjective. It is subjective. I just don't find his racist jokes funny. Y'all can find racist jokes funny. I do not find racist jokes funny unless they're delivered and done in the right way and with a modicum of understanding and respect. It is what it is.
brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Let's run it back. Let's run it back slightly. Let's run it back slightly. By the way, like the stream for y'all coming in, man. I can't, even though I'm disagreeing with Fly T High, even though I'm disagreeing a little bit with Levy Random Clips, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Like the stream, man. You know what I mean? Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Even this weirdo in the chat, let's have some fun. Like the stream. Appreciate y'all. Send the super chats in, man. Send the super chats in. Of course. We're talking about subject. Man, I have a stream. This is my subjective opinion, y'all. This is my subjective opinion. Some of the things Schultz said was correct. You know what I mean? He said some correct things. But I think in his delivery and his deriding crew make it so much worse. And he's not funny like that on his podcast. He's cringe, he's awkward, and he actually makes things worse. So he brought this onto himself. He needs to have some accountability for that nonsense. Let's go. By the way, bro, you're a whole like who is this weirdo? Let's go.
Comedians. He put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place.
All right, let's see the exact line, okay? Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he's saying, I can talk about black women, and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black
So
woman.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black women.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about,
We're
Kendrick.
back, we're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
It's a
it.
law.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
Ah, that makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never
I'm gonna reply to this, right? So whatever his name is says, right, you do not find them funny. Is that the barometer of whether it's or whether or not it's racist? What if Shane tells a really bad joke? Is he then racist until he tells the next funny one? Let me help you out, right? When you're a black person or you're a person who actually is a minority, I'll say it like this. You will definitely perceive things as racist because of experience. So the people who look, especially minorities, black people, who look at what Andrew Schultz says, they look at it at a different lens, right? So the lens is very simple. You are somebody who's experienced and seen racism in 4K, right? So when somebody says a joke, quote unquote joke, that's not even funny, period, that is in the lane of racism, you understand that that individual is not really making a joke that's actually based on reality. It's based on them being racist. Let me help y'all figure this out. I mean, some of y'all slow in the head and y'all like actually stupid. I'll help you figure it out. So there was a comedian. I don't think he does comedy like that no more. Called Michael Richards, right? Michael Richards. Michael Richards. He used to play somebody called Kramer on Seinfeld, and Michael Richards went on a racist tirade at the Laugh Factory in L.A. You know what I mean? Against some black people who were heckling him, right? This is the nuance, right? This is not nuanced in this situation. That was not nuanced because he was going on a full tirade, right? But when you're black, or let's say you're Hispanic, or let's say you're another group, a minority group, an Asian or whatever. By the way, actually, this kind of fits as a Shane Gillis type is because Shane Gillis actually got quote unquote canceled because this individual made a racist Asian joke. You have to understand how you're perceived, right? So when Michael Richards went on that rant and disrespectful, racist, overtly racist, you know what I mean, meltdown, he was actually perceived for that action. Again, Andrew Schultz, I don't think Andrew Schultz is a racist. I think that he plays into that racist character in order to attract certain type of fans. Or is this cap? It's not cap. It's facts. It appeals to a certain group to get fans. It's not a smart strategy because he's gonna end up like Michael Richards and say some crazy racist out of pocket ish and get not necessarily canceled but lose a lot of money. Andrew Schultz is about the money, y'all, and Andrew Schultz on his podcast, especially recently, has not been funny, man. So back to this comment by 4TYHH, whatever it is. If Shane Gillis, I personally have watched Shane Gillis a few times. I don't think that he has a racist, disrespectful bone in his body. He's trying to make jokes in a genuine way. The problem is Andrew Schulz, especially recently, has leaned so much on the racist side, on the disrespectful side. He's lost a lot of people who were maybe former fans. Like me, I used to be a fan of the guy. I was a big fan of the guy. But he is pivoting to a level that I don't like, and he has his own fans sucking him off. I don't believe that his intent is to be racist, but he looks like an MFN racist. Man, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's not a fish, man. It's not a fish. Man, I look black, I act like I am black. I'm a black male. It is what it is. If I look black and I speak like a black male, I'm probably a black male. I'm not Asian. If Andrew Schultz, let's go back, looks like a MF and Hitler youth, talks like a Hitler youth, protect and talks Hitler youth racist talking points, most likely people will not perceive him as who he actually is, dog. It is what it is, man. I think he sounds like a goofy. Let's listen to the goofy talk and his goof troop.
Want to break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan
true.
if he's going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fact.
But
shout out Prolific in the chat. Exactly, man. So they like, let's stop pretending it is what it is.
Al, you're getting groomed right now. We need to ungroom you.
Yeah, you are.
We need to ungroom you right now.
Let's see.
Okay?
Let's see.
I mean that Blizzard, because he sent people, he said slide on. What he said, slide on, where's the line? Okay, the N-words.
Man, Levy, stop the cap. Stop the BS, man. He was edgy to a certain point, but he wasn't disrespectful, man. He wasn't at this level. It is what it is, bro. Like, bruh, let's just stop capping. I used to be a fan when he was actually making smart, funny jokes, but dude just fell into a rabbit hole of trying to be so controversial. Now he's getting what he deserves, man. I have criticism for Kendrick too, by the way. I just feel like dude went off the deep end. Let's go.
The coon, the N-words that being groomed, slide on both of them. Whoa, that seems like a call to violence.
It does.
Why would he call to, if he's about protecting black people, why would the call to violence be towards the black dudes, not the white guy making the joke?
Well, you gotta understand.
What?
Well, no. You gotta understand.
I snitch. I cooperate. I tell.
Litigation.
Okay? You go squabble up in a jail cell.
Here's what you gotta understand about Kendrick. It's very important to him to protect black women. That's why he's never done a song with an abuser confirmed. He's never done a song with anybody that.
I'm be real. This is cooking. I gotta fuck with this. This was a cook. They actually was going in. I fuck with this specific segment of the
It's God. That's suspected of abuse. He's never threatened to remove his music from Spotify because they removed.
The major difference is that ish was funnier then, but dude is going off the deep end these days and doesn't sound funny. By the way, Akash is cooking. Let's go.
R. Kelly's music, who for sure fucked and held captive underage black women. Hold on. This is all very important to Kendrick.
Wait, just let me understand what's going on here, because I think that you're using sarcasm as a comedic device.
It is a comedic device.
But you're so fucking smart right now that I don't know if you're serious or making jokes. Are you saying?
By the way, let's be real, man. This is white boy humor. Let's stop capping, man. This is white boy humor, and white boys and white people are gonna love this. It is what it is. Let's go.
That Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and
meaning when I say this is white people jokes, meaning this is the type of comedy that's not necessarily universal. A lot of black people will not only not rock with, they won't find this funny. Meaning, what's gonna happen is, and what's already happened is, there's a strong contingency of people. Shout out to Levi Clips. Shout out to Fee 4TY. Shout out to GS whatever the trolling. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to him. Shout out to even William, right? These individuals, I'm gonna guarantee you, they're white. They're going to lean in this type of comedy because it's their culture. It is their culture. I'm not going to disrespect their culture. Their culture is they rock with Schulz type of vibe, and it is what it is. I'm not mad at it. But black people have a different lens to it because we done seen a lot of these quote unquote edgy comedians who are actually racist. It is what it is. We're actually racist. And not even actually racist, but they hide it under the cover of being funny or being a comedian. Nigga, you're an ass comedian. You're not that good. Get the fuck out of here, man. You're actually not that good. You don't know what you're talking about, man. If you were good and funny with your race jokes, you would be Russell Peters. You would be Bill Burr. You would be on their level, man. You would be somebody who's a funny comedian who makes racial jokes like these guys. These guys make racial jokes. And they make it funny. These are individuals in Schultz's own lane who is ishing on him, shitting on him with racial jokes, man. Let me show you another one, man. It's gonna piss y'all off. I love comedy, by the way. I love comedy when it's racial and it's done the right way. And it actually is not. Let me show you another one. This dude, even though he's a certified pedophile, PDF, he makes better racial jokes than Andrew Schultz. Like, what is we talking about, man? We're talking about a dude who's doing the most. Let's go, man. Let me finish the clip, y'all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Of R. Kelly. And actually, in reality, he would take his own.
By the way, this is a great point about R. Kelly.
Black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and
oh yeah, yeah.
of R. Kelly. And actually, in reality, he would take his own music off Spotify to protect R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Someone who's kidnapped,
a sexual
molested,
predator. Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Lugner Levantour. Facts. I'm telling you this, man. I actually used to rock with Akash earlier because Akash used to somewhat debate Andrew Schultz, but Akash is a D rider. I'm trying to censor myself. Akash is such a D rider that he's not willing to challenge his quote unquote master. So much so to the level that he's just bowing down like a bitch and swallowing and swallowing. By the way, shout out to JSDH. I am white. I like them. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's move on.
black.
I'll say this: the chat is funny. The chat is funny tonight. Let me see it. Brain dead take a while. Okay, I appreciate it. I don't give a damn what you think. Real talk. I'm gonna go and go what I think. Like those comments, roast as much. I don't give a damn what you think, bro. I'm gonna have my opinion. You think what you want. Don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna say what I want. Let's go.
Women?
Oof, children.
Are you saying that he's done songs with other men who have potentially put hands on black
Not
women?
potentially, confirmed.
Wait a minute, convicted?
Yeah, I don't know what you call Chris Brown, but yeah, whatever that is.
Not breezy. Not breezy. I took a picture with Chris Brown. Hey, bro, I took a picture with him immediately.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
We ain't protecting nobody.
By the way, my favorite guy in the chat is Levi. Levi has actually been pretty solid. I don't know who you are, but I rock with you. You've been pretty cool. Respect.
You gotta protect your fucking self.
Everybody gets these jokes over here.
This is the thing, right? If Andrew Schultz claims that everybody gets these jokes, right? Which actually is admirable, and I rock with it. You know what I mean? By the way, shout out to Levi Clips. I rock with him heavy. You know what I mean? You've had a spirited debate, but you seem good faith, and I just rock with you, man. I just rock with you. You know what I mean? You seem cool. So the fact remains here is if Andrew Schultz says everybody gets these jokes, right? He's bullshitting. He's lying. He's lying. It's a lie. Why is it a lie? Because this individual, who I think is one of the best comedians out here, Bill Burr, went on Saturday Night Live and roasted the F out of white women. Not only was that brave, but it really showed that he goes at everybody. It really showed that he does not give a F and everybody has these jokes. Think about it in your mind right now. Just use your head, use your logic. When has Andrew Schulz went crazy hard on white women? I'll wait. I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds. Get in the chat. The chat is active. When was the last time Andrew Schulz went crazy hard on white women? I'm giving y'all 10 seconds. Think about it. Y'all are Andrew Schulz fan in the chat. Tell me the last time Andrew Schulz went hard on white women. I'm giving y'all 10 seconds. Do your thing. Get in the chat. You got 5 more seconds. Get in the chat. Let me know the last time Andrew Schultz went hard on white women. Let's go. Now I'm gonna play another clip. Get in the chat again. Give me a solid example of when he went hard on white men. Okay, so we got white women, right? Let's see. When did Andrew Schultz go really hard on white men? Let me know. Let me know. When did he go hard on white men? If I'm mistaken, I'm going to eat crow. I'm going to let y'all know. But when did he really go hard on white women and white men? We're going to play the other clip. Let's play the other clip. Let's play the grape clip. And then when I say grape, I'll let you know. When has he went on a crazy rant similar to this on white women and white men? And I'm going to play the clip. And this is the problem. He says everybody gets these jokes. Okay, let's see.
Girlfriend effect. This
I didn't
is
know
just
about
glow
this.
up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy.
And let me make this clear, man. I'm not soft. I'm not a liberal, bro. I'm conservative. It is what it is. I'm not sensitive about these topics. I understand it. My thing is, if everybody gets these jokes, okay, what's the equivalent of this or
Who's
something?
had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like
Yeah,
clean shape up.
Nah,
Two tattoos.
yeah,
Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
Glows
I
the
like
fuck up.
that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their.
You see, there's a reason that Levy is one of my favorite in the chat. It wasn't brave. He did a virtue signal to his wife. He must have got some great head that night. Absolutely. Is he ever gonna go hard on white women? No. And that's what we go to the racism piece, man. We go to the racism piece because what is a racist? A racist is somebody who treats and sees other races as superior than others. And that's where the perception is the reality. We don't know. But I personally think reality wise, I don't think Schultz is a racist. I think that he looks like a racist for saying things that are definitely racist leaning. You talk like a duck, you probably a dog. Look at I told you, Levy is my favorite guy. I remember ranting about angry white women years. Of course, it was years ago because he's leaning in to the racist, ultra right wing. Of course, it was not 2 weeks ago. It was not a month ago. It was years ago. Of course, it was years ago. Why was it years ago? Very simple. Because that nigga cannot actually make jokes on white people because this is base. He's following the money. If you are all about the jokes, roast white people equally, roast other nationalities equally, right? Why? There's an example of somebody who does that. That's called Bill Burr. There's another person who does that. His name is Russell Peters. There's other comedian who does that. It's called Clear Delia. There's other comedian who do that. I'll help you show you more in your own mother effing in your own mother effing crew who does similar comedy on multiple races. Even this guy does similar, bro. Even this guy does. I found him hilarious. Even this white boy makes very even-handed comedy on most people. It is what it is, man. Let me tell you something, man. If you going hard body on black people, okay, go hard body on Latinos. Go hard body on whites. Go hard body on Indians. Go hard body on everybody. But you wanna selectively be outraged on black people. Okay. What does that make you? A racist. It is what it is. So you are perceived as a racist accurately because you have made jokes that are so much leaning on one side. Look, man, I'm not soft. I'm just an individual who's calling it what it is. Get the hell out of here if you don't rock with me. It is what it is. Let me see what JS. I kind of, you know what? Even though you're a troll, I kind of rock with him. I kind of rock with you. Let's go, bro. I feel like Schulz talks like he does and takes risks with African communities because him and other libtards think if they can say edgy stuff around the community, they are cool and unique. That's I'm gonna yes, exactly. See, why does Andrew Schultz feel the need? By the way, JSJD is correct about that. When you make fun and disrespect black people or say racist things against black people, what happens is you get more reaction. You seem more edgy. Unfortunately, what we got to do as black people is ignore and actually go on the offensive. Ignore and go on the offensive against people who do that. Meaning the reaction towards Andrew Schultz is should be disrespect Andrew Schultz and white people. Because if you're gonna disrespect us black people, let's go. Oh, you're gonna be racist against us? Let's go racist against you. It's literally. Let me tell you this. It's a double negative. So let me run this scenario. Right. Schultz says something racist against black people. Black people should in turn return serve say something racist against white people. So you are having a borderline reciprocal relationship where an eye for an eye. I'm gonna sound it's gonna sound controversial when I say this, but I'm happy for the backlash that's happening towards Andrew Schultz. And I say this as a former Andrew Schultz fan. I'm happy that this is happening. I'm happy that this is happening because it's called FIFO, man. F around and find out. All communities are supposed to get in motion, in formation. I have no problem with this. What I want is for the comedians to start roasting Andrew Schultz and white people in this genre. Let me tell you something, man. I don't want people to go on endless streams and no. I want people to start roasting him as well. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. By the way, we having fun in the chat. I appreciate everybody coming in the chat. I appreciate the Salty fans. I love it. I used to be a Schultz fan, but I think that he just got corny and his team got lame and they got weird and they were just sucking off. And they suck it when you sucking off a man, no Diddy. You're bowing down to another man. You're a B. You're a bitch, man. You're a bitch. Akash is a bitch. Alex, Mark, all of his whole crew is full of bitches. It is.
Telling comedians.
Let's go. It's full of bitches. It is what it is. It's no realness in it. They're a bunch of these sucking writers, and that's the problem. So let's actually listen to some people who had some pushback essentially to Andrew Shaw. Let's go. Let's get it from here.
Chicks.
By the way, shout out Chick Smooth in the chat. So let's hear some of the chat. Let's hear some of the controversy. By the way, Livy's my favorite in the chat. Livy, you, and who else in the chat? Who is in the chat? I've been rocking with. Rocking with Livy. You know what? I think it's Livy. Livy I've been rocking with, and also another person I've been rocking with in the chat. She left a bit early. You know what I mean? Shout out to her. It's Bijan. It's Bijan. She's been very solid in the chat. Shout out to Bijan. We having fun, man. It's like 12:23 Eastern. I appreciate y'all for coming. Let me see. You know what I mean? For me, I'm always going. JD has been pretty solid in the chat as well. I kind of rock with you. So let's get in the chat. Let's see what's up. Controversies are currency on the internet. The pushback will bring him attention and views. I think I'll say this from a strategic point of view, from a PR point of view. I say that Schultz is doing the right thing, meaning that he's doubling down and tripling down. So the controversy actually helps his career as a comedian. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. I agree with that. I believe that that is good for his career. So. Levy's my guy. He's correct about this. Let's see what man. I don't even rock with this guy. But let's see what he said. Bill Burr said something racist about black people. So did Schultz. You laughed at it, and so Bill said, and then what Schultz said. That's absolutely nothing to do with him being a racist. Let me say this: most people agree with me when they say that Bill Burr is a not only a funnier comedian, but better at executing racial jokes than Andrew Schultz. So you're in the minority. It's why I don't rock with you, bro. Even though the JSJD is a troll, I actually rock with him and Levy way more. So I agree with your analysis. Schultz team, are they sucking off each other? Where do you see their? Let me tell you where the trajectory is going in the future. They suck off Schultz so much. I see Schultz dumping down. And by the way, I'm gonna say this: the person who disappoints me more than everybody is Alex Media. Again, Alex Media is the producer. You're a black man listening to all out racism, not even jokes, because the jokes wasn't funny. You're forcing laughter, and you're just going to allow it. Man, if I was in that building, man, I would have cussed. I would have cussed Andrew Schultz out. Not only cussed him out, I would just walked out of this frame. I don't want to be associated with this dumb effery. I don't want to be associated with that. I'm greater than that. I'm not going to deface myself to be a part of the clown show. Let me remind y'all, I don't think Andrew Schultz is an actual racist, but he's saying racist topic points and he's saying racist lines that will make him look like. Let me show you something, man. Man, y'all didn't even know, man. I go in a deep comedy bag. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all something, man. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. There's individuals like this called the Hodge twins, right? They're black male conservatives. They do racial comedy in a sort of funny, light-hearted way. They're not overtly being racist and disrespecting black. Now, could some black people perceive them as racist? Yes, they could. But they're actually funny and they're not overtly disrespectful towards black people. Can they perceive as such? Yes, they can. I'm saying that these individuals are sucking up Andrew Schultz so much that they are going to crash out. Let me actually show y'all the clip that has not only black people but just people in general mad at Andrew Schultz. And actually, I'm gonna do this in a sequence. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this.
But I need Kendrick. I need you to do it, Kendrick.
You want to squabble up with
I
Kenny?
need no. I mean, here's the thing. This is the thing that is kind of funny about it. Is like first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, every
Facts. It's hard to prep when you're doing you. Here's the thing. I feel you, Levy, but also I kind of disagree. Is that Andrew Schultz has got so indoctrinated in that loophole of quote unquote edgy comedians when they're hiding that edginess behind racism that he's actually fallen in love with the racist ish, meaning he's lost his way. In other words, that Andrew Schultz, at least from my perception, what I've seen, I don't know him personally. Andrew Schultz is a New York liberal. Andrew Schultz is a New York liberal, man. He's not a racist guy. He grew up around black people, man. He actually rocks with black people. Black people rock with him. I think that he's gotten so enthralled with that vortex of of the super disrespectful racist crew that he's adopted their vibes. He's adopted their character. Same way I believe Joe Rogan is not really a right wing guy. Joe Rogan is a liberal, man. Joe Rogan is also, I mean, I'll say it like this. Deep down, I'm also more on the, left wing in general, or more independent now, but the cultural shift has leaned, the Overton window has switched, right? So you have a lot of people who have abandoned what was typically called the left wing or more liberal aptitudes, right? And they've leaned to the other side. Now, there's a term for that. There's never going full R word. And when I say R word, I'm talking about disabled. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna put this in the chat. Never go full. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it because I'm censored on YouTube. You're gonna see it. Never go full. You know what I mean? Never go full that. You know why you don't go full that? Because that's what I think Andrew Schulz is. He's going full that. Yeah. I'm not gonna never go. Yeah, he went full. Yeah, I mean, when you go that level, you're going full, going out racist. That's what I'm saying, bro. These are facts. Never go full. You know what I mean? That's the facts. And let me say this: can you make racist jokes? Again, I've said this a million times. Absolutely, you can make racist jokes. Make them funny. Make them smart. Make them subversive. Make them better than your D-writing co-host, man. I'll be right
Everybody,
back.
his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. There's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position.
Why are you pulling this picture of Mark?
So do y'all have to get it or do I have to spell it out for you? Even though JSJD is a troll, he fully understands, or she fully understand what I was saying. That whole clip was going full, you know what I mean? Full dude. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what he did. Let's not even sugarcoat. Let's hear what other people had to say about this individual going full duh. Let's go. He went full duh. It is what it is. Let's go. By the way, check out Chink Smooth.
Get ready. You know what to do, Chink.
Salute to Chink Smooth.
Hey, Chink Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Andrew Schulz, bring that ass here, boy.
By the way, I kind of respect Levy, so listen. I would never call a mentally person, but if you're smart and you're on some stupid ish, I'm gonna call you. Yeah, exactly. Again, why did I say that Andrew Schultz went full? You know what I mean? He went full that because I know Andrew Schultz is smarter than that. But he went full this because he wanted to court idiots. So if you're courting idiots, what does that make you? That makes you another idiot. So like Levy, that's why I rock with Levy. Levy in the chat. Shout out Levy in the chat. He went full R word when he has the capacity not to. If somebody's actually mentally R worded, we not. And I have to censor myself because we're on YouTube platforms. Like I said, get on Patreon if you want to support me. I can say certain things. I cannot say certain things because I am on, again, YouTube. It's a platform that is run by advertisers, not run by the creators. Send me a super chat. If you want to send me a super chat, send that ish. Send that right now. Send your boy a super chat. Support the movement. Support what I'm doing. Or you can like the stream. That's another way to do it. So we're gonna watch this video. Let's go.
Some funny business going on that you gotta address. Even though he normally does the roasting to people, right now Andrew Schulz is currently being flamed by social media. A lot of people are not rocking with his response to Kendrick Lamar. This response comes 2 weeks after Kendrick mentioned him on his album. Now obviously when I say mention, he wasn't directly named in the bar, but I'm pretty sure we all know this bar was meant for Schulz. Kendrick said, "Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. I know propaganda worked for them, and fuck whoever that's close to them." A couple months back, Andrew Schulz went.
By the way, JSJD, this is where we disagree, man. Nah. Yo, giving the end pass to some white people, even though they your homies, that's cool, bro. That ain't cool, man. I disagree with that. Anyways, let's listen to the video. Check out Jake Smooth, and let's get. By the way, even though you're in the chat, bro, I don't rock with you, bro. You're a weirdo. You're a weirdo, man. You're the weirdest dude in the chat. Everybody's cool. You're just a weirdo, man. I don't rock with you. Fuck. Man. But I appreciate you for being in the chat. I don't rock with you, though. Let's go.
When he had the guys from Shit and Giggle podcast on, and he made a very disgusting joke towards black women.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect? This is
you man don't know
You
about
just
this.
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
they grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
Now, Kendrick really didn't diss him in that bar. He basically told black people, "Hey, man, if you're sitting next to a white comedian and he's making jokes about black women, you should probably check him on that." So everybody was kind of confused when they heard Andrew Schulz's response back to Kendrick. It was a very long-winded response that really should have been just about 5 minutes. Schulz deflected, told Kendrick, "Hey man, you've also worked with artists that have not been kind towards black women."
Rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers. Okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how.
By the way, get the hell out. That's a trash take. That's semi-trash.
Rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, "Yo, y'all need to switch that shit up."
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us, and bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick.
You see, this is why we have to be careful, man. When I say we have to be careful, I say we have to be a little more selective of the individuals in the hip hop industry that are playing games in our faces, man. By the way, I want to say this. If you're a fan of LeBron James, shout out to LeBron. Lakers unfortunately lost today. I just got to pass by this. Holy, LeBron went 39, 10, and 11. Shout out to Bron. What did AD do? 38 from AD. Holy, 10 boards, 8 assists. Fantastic. How did my boy Look Connect do? Was he part of? Oh, he was not part. What? Did they bench him? Connect was not. Or was he injured? Regardless of this, we had. Dalton. My bad. I'm not seeing correctly. 14-3. Dalton Connect 4 really well, but the Hawks won in overtime, probably led by Trae Young, 30 points, 20 assists. Oh my God, man! Look, man, this should not be the score, bro. This should not be the score. Lakers have to shut down a team like the Atlanta Falcons, who is 13-11. By the way, that matches up with the Lakers 12-10. I don't like that. I don't like that. Same way I don't like Andrew Schultz being an idiot. You know what I mean? And leaning into something that he's not. It's not authentic, man. Again, let's go.
I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women. And for decades, protects women. And listen, right now, the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny.
He is the guy on top.
He is the guy
He is making sure that comedians, he put a...
Okay, let's move this because I already showed that.
Coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fact. You gotta understand.
What?
Well, no. You gotta understand.
Because I snitch. I cooperate. I tell.
Yeah, litigation.
Okay?
It is a comedic device.
But you're so fucking smart. I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if his...
By the way, I want to just make a quick comment on this about what Andrew Schulz is alluding to, and that what had a lot of Black people triggered is the fact that Andrew Schulz is mimicking or at least alluding to a time within slavery or within the history of Black people, not even just Black Americans, but mostly Black Americans, Black Caribbeans as well, with a thing that was called buck breaking. Right? What was buck breaking? Buck breaking was finding the strongest individual within a set group of Black people and molesting him and raping him, take the G out, in order to assert dominance on that individual. So when Andrew Schulz is saying that he wants to smash and forcibly force himself on the Black male, right, who is Kendrick Lamar in this situation, he's alluding to a time, right, where buck breaking slave owners were raping, I'm gonna use the proper term, Black male into submission. This was actually very common in Jamaica. So when y'all say that Jamaicans are very homophobic, it's because there's actually history behind that. You know what I mean? There's history behind that. There was a lot of slave owners that used to assault Black men, right? In a homosexual way to assert dominance, man. So when Andrew Schulz makes jokes like that, it's almost tone deaf because he's alluding to a time where that was going on. Now, can some people find that funny? Yeah, some people find grape jokes funny. It is what it is. But a lot of Jamaican men who were owned by plantation owners used to get anally violated into submission. That's not a new thing, by the way. Shout out to Lambo here. That's not a new. That's like history. So when you see the Jamaicans are homophobic, well, they have the right to be homophobic because their grandfather or their father got anally entered by typically a slave owner. And I bet y'all in the chat didn't know that. Yeah, obviously you didn't know that because people don't know history and don't even care about history. But guess what? History is a preview into the future. So you had literally white slave owners in Jamaica who would forcibly make Black males do homosexual acts with them. So let's say this. If somebody made you do homosexual acts and your legacy do homosexual acts, wouldn't you be slightly homophobic? If you're actually homosexual, you'd invite that, you'd be cool with that. So it's not even an assault, you know what I mean? So back to the main thing is that what Andrew Schulz was saying alludes to that history of buck breaking. So a lot of the white slave masters would actually assault not just the women, but the men. These are not even, I'm not making an allegation. These are like facts, y'all. These are historical facts. By the way, Levy's a whole troll in this. I don't think so. Of course, he's not thinking about buck breaking, but it's a trigger. In other words, if you were talking to women about roofies, they'd be triggered. If you were talking about drugs that can make a woman unconscious, they would be triggered. And rightfully so, because women have gotten raped while taking those things. So, what Andrew Schultz was alluding to, maybe unintentionally, was bug breaking. Now, look, there's two options here, right? There's two options. Meaning he was alluding to it consciously, which would make it more sadistic and messed up, but he was going to go viral. There's unconsciously, which is still going to go viral because this is a history that people don't want to talk about. Man, black males was getting violated, man. Like black males getting violated. But guess what? There was a lot of slave revolts. You know what I mean? And of course, this brain dead dude for T. Man, I don't like you, doc. I don't even know why I'm even highlighting your BS. You're very slow. You're stupid. It is what it is. I'm gonna insult you. You're an idiot. It is what it is. You're slow. You're stupid. You're an idiot. Shout out to my boy Levy. Levy's solid, bro. I rock with his opinion. Third option is that he was making a joke about how small Kendrick is. Okay, that's rational. That actually makes a lot of that will make a lot of sense. But you know what it is? Here's the thing, right? You have what you actually think it is, and then there's the perception. So let me give you an example. If I made a joke about roofies to women, my perception of who I am as a person would be funny and it will work because I don't roofie women. I'm pretty respectful, right? But if you have a disrespectful person who's done disrespectful things and is known as a creep, right? The perception is going to be bad. When this individual, meaning Andrew Schultz, makes jokes about graping a black male when he's had a history of saying things that are out of pocket about black people, the benefit of the doubt leaves the window. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Livy's a smart person, man. He already knows, or maybe she already knows what I'm talking about. You can get the nuance of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I don't know if the other dude understands. It is what it is. He's slow. He's slow. Let's
Sensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, if it's me and Kendrick, no, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position.
It was just a very weird response. Something you should not tell a.
By the way, shout out to JSJD. Yes. Yes. I like it. I like your comment. Yeah, 4H, whatever. Grow up and take these nuts on your chin, playboy. Yeah.
Another man, especially another man that you've never met in person. If this is what you and your crew find funny, that's cool. Keep it within your circle. But when you bring that same joke towards another man, especially a grown-ass man with kids and a girl, that's when you might run into some issues. Now, the president of TDE, Punch TDE, I'm sure most of you guys know Punch. He was not rocking with that joke by Andrew. Punch tweeted yesterday saying, wait. I know as a black man who's involved in hip-hop music that we're a bit slow and don't really understand sarcasm and humor, but did my guy say he wanted to sleep with Dot? And it doesn't stop there. Ex-NBA player Matt Barnes called him goofy. Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., who actually used to be a huge fan of Schulz, he tweeted yesterday calling him a weird-ass nigga. Then he goes on to.
By the way, this is one of the times in this I'm actually going to go with Schultz. Schultz absolutely cooked this guy, O'Shea Jr. O'Shea, man, your father, meaning Ice Cube, actually cooked. Let me say it again. O'Shea, your father made multiple grape jokes. Multiple. You know what I mean? Disrespectful verses. And how do I know that? Because I'm still at, I'm a big fan of Ice Cube. I'm a massive fan of Ice Cube. You know what I mean? I'm a massive fan. And No Vaseline again was a, and let me say this. I will give Andrew Schultz this. He's doubling down. And I kind of like that he's doubling down on sometimes. Sometimes I don't like it, but I kind of like him doubling down on this reply. This reply is epic, man. Let me actually show it. Let me show it right here. Let me show it right here. Oh, give me a second, bro. Give me a second. It's coming up right here. So he goes on that and hold on. Can y'all see it? Let me know if y'all see it. O'Shea says weird ass nigga. So he says that. Says that. I'm gonna give Schultz that credit. Google No Vaseline by Ice Cube. Love it. Love it. Because O'Shea's father, in other words, said multiple bars in No Vaseline about assaulting a man. Multiple bars. And you know what? I'm censoring myself again because I'm on YouTube's platforms. I cannot say what I want to say. I will definitely have some ish on this on Patreon. So y'all follow my Patreon. No Vaseline. No Vaseline by Ice. By the way, this is fire. I'm gonna retweet it. This was actually this was a good roast because ultimately in No Vaseline there was a ton of grape bars towards males. Like put your broom in the, you know what I mean? Easy E's getting a broom and y'all getting smashed with no Vaseline in the bum. Specifically by Jerry Heller. By the way, Jerry Heller is a small hat. Jerry Heller is a small hat. And when I say rest in piss, I want this individual to rest in PE or PISS, rest in piss. This dude was literally effing over the. He's, by the way, I'm gonna let y'all know. Easy E is the forefather of King Von. He's the forefather of Gucci Man. He's the forefather of 50 Cent. He's the forefather of Young Jeezy. He's the forefather of Biggie Smalls. The father of gangster rap really is Easy E. And he was getting FUCKED by a Jewish man. These are facts. And y'all fighting in the chat. By the way, I'm gonna take JD's side. I rock with him the most. It is what it is. And my boy Levy. I rock with Levy too. You know what I mean? Y'all go off in the chat. As long as y'all liking the stream. And y'all send me some super chats, man. Send your boy some money on, man. I'm having fun with y'all. We having fun. This might be a 3 hour stream, but I'm having fun with y'all. Smash that super chat. Got me some money. Get your boy paid, man. Stop playing with your boy, man. Pay me, man. Give me some money. Again, back to the main point. Like the stream if y'all coming in, if y'all new in here. You're looking at the king of gangster rap, the person who originated a lot of it, right? You could say that Ice-T actually. Ice-T is actually even a bigger OG than Easy. I'm a big fan of Easy. I got a lot of love for Easy. But the real OG is really Ice-T. Shout out Ice-T. And Ice-T did a lot of the pimp talk. Shout out to the pimping. You know what I mean? Ultimately, the person who really popularized it was Easy E. And Easy E was getting screwed over by the small hat man or the Jewish man. It is what it is. These are factual. This is not even, it is what it is. And what happened is Ice Cube called it out in a track, legendary track called No Vaseline. Right? And this is one of the greatest diss tracks of all time, No Vaseline. Right? I think this is better than Not Like Us. I think this was way better than Not Like Us. And for me, I'm a bit older, so I'm always going to show love to the OGs. I think I'm be real. I think Kendrick's a cornball. I think Kendrick's a liar. It is what it is. But when Andrew Schultz made that connection, say Google No Vaseline. Yes, the Google No Vaseline because your father, meaning your pops, was making absolute exactly what Andrew Schultz did grape jokes and illusions. But it hit different when it's actually somebody who is part of the rap group. It hit different when that individual has a lot of history. It hit different when it's not a whack comedian trying to do whack jokes on his whack podcast getting dick rolled by his whack entourage who's trying to do a laugh track. I kind of respect Mark Gagnon because he's actually not an entity.
That's the
You know what I respect? Look at Mark. Look at Mark over here. Mark is like, okay, I'm in the BS. I'm not gonna pretend. Look at Akash, de-stroking his master like an MF. Look at Axe Media, de-stroking as well. I do not respect that ever. Let's finish the clip.
Man, how people change on some weird shit. I was a fan. Even Glasses Malone, who actually rocks with Andrew Schulz, he's been on Schulz podcast Brilliant Idiots. People kept tagging him in the video, asking him, yo, that's your man's? Glasses Malone said, yo, that will tear Drew's skin from his skeleton. Then goes on to say, that will beat Schulz's ass. Don't know why they keep playing. Elliot Wilson also got into it. He said Schulz had a weird response. Why is he around? And you know it's bad when a fellow comedian comes out and said, hey bro, that was kind of messed up. I've said some fucked up shit in my career, but you just took the cake, buddy. Actor and comedian Damon Wayans Jr. came out and said, yeesh, Andrew's saying the wrong things. Be careful in LA, bud. I hope some of these responses can make Schulz realize that he might have went overboard with that grape joke, which leads into a conversation about Schulz possibly being cancelled for this joke. If this was 10 years ago, Schulz will be out of here. Done.
Here's the difference. Cancellation is actually part of the marketing. So if you're canceled, it actually helps people more than it hurts. Why? Because you're attracting a specific audience. And I think that Andrew Schulz, he's not dumb. I know he's not dumb. He's attracting a specific audience, man. The issue is, will he be having the balls enough to subvert his audience, to go against what they go for? In other words, is he going to be a B or is he going to be a man? Is he going to say, yo, I made fun of black people, I made fun of black women, but now I'm going to make fun of you? I make fun of y'all. That's bravery. That's called consistency. That's called being congruent, right? He's not though. He's not going to do that because he's making too much money. He's grifting. When you're grifting, you cannot go against your art. He's grifting like an MF. Let's go.
Career over. Goodbye. Curtains closed. But in this anti-woke mob era that we're in, I do not see Schulz apologizing for this joke. Schulz has been on the forefront.
Well, I knew even though me and JSJD disagree, I rock with him. Akash is annoying, and the way him and Schulz stand up out of their chairs and hug each other high five and go on a 30-second laugh ride is so cringe, and they do it out. Of course, it's inauthentic, it's stupid, it's lame. That's what I'm telling you. I used to rock with Flagrant when it was authentic. Then it became some weird clown show, laugh track, all that BS, and it became forced to one side. If everybody gets these jokes, I need the jokes on white people then. I need the jokes on white
Friends over the last couple of years of never apologizing for a joke. And also, even if he felt he needed to apologize for it, his audience now would not allow it. And he's independent. He's not signed to any big corporation. He partners with different companies to actually shoot his special. Netflix has been a big supporter of shows and his specials, and I don't think that's changing anytime soon. The only way I could really see Schulz apologizing for this nasty grape joke is if he gets a call from the big boss. No, not Trump, Joe Rogan himself. Schulz looks up to Joe Rogan, so if Joe Rogan calls him and tells him,
and you see, that's another problem. If everybody gets those jokes, why aren't you cooking Joe Rogan? Because you a bitch. Again. Again. Let me show you something, man. And let me show you something. Do you know who actually makes fun of Joe Rogan to his face? I want y'all to guess. Get in the chat who actually has made fun of Joe Rogan to his face. And also, y'all gotta send some super chats, man. The chat is bumping. Shout out to the chat. But y'all gotta send your boys some super chats, man. I've been going hard, man. We about to hit 3 hours very, very soon. Send your boys some super chats, man. Send your boys some manyan. But I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds to figure out who actually makes fun of Joe Rogan and actually doesn't stroke his D like that's your daddy. Apparently, according to Andrew Schulz, everybody gets these jokes, right? Right. Everybody gets these jokes, right? Again, he said it. He said it, not me. I didn't say it. Everyone gets these jokes, right? Okay. So in 10 seconds, I want to ask y'all, I'm giving y'all 10 seconds. Who Andrew Schultz has never done it. Schultz has never roasted Joe Rogan, but I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds to let me know who has actually roasted Joe Rogan to his face and unlike Schultz. I'm giving y'all 10 seconds. Go ahead. Y'all got 10 seconds. You got five more. I'm giving y'all more than five. Let's go. You got 5 seconds. Who actually is roast? See, when you say everybody gets these jokes, and you going hard in the paint at black people, specifically black women, right? And you've never actually gone hard at your daddy, your zaddy. Joe Rogan, you are inconsistent, incongruent, and you're actually a bitch. You know who's actually went to Joe Rogan? This guy. This guy has went at Joe Rogan in front of his face. This guy is actually went at him. That's where the racist narrative actually goes in because it does not show congruency. You know why people can't accuse Bill Burr of being racist? Because he goes literally at everybody and he's done it consistently. But you haven't because you de-stroke Joe Rogan. You de-stroke people who you can go ahead with. And that's again my problem with Schultz.
Buddy, you overstepped the line. I think that's when we get an apology from him. And no, I don't think Charlemagne gets it done. It has to be Joe Rogan and nobody else. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys think about Schultz's grape joke on Kendrick? And all these people basically calling him out for the joke. Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video.
Again, y'all, this is what I'm getting to. I might have been pulling a Picasso tonight. I've been pulling a Picasso tonight because, again, I'm letting you know that the hypocrisy of Andrew Schultz. If everybody get these jokes, why are you de-stroking an individual who you say you admire? It comes back to the fact that you're scared, you're a PUSSY. It is what it is.
I'll see you guys later, man.
Any listeners here that are upset at us, we just want to let you know that you're going to stay upset. Okay? What we're not going to do is sit here with our tucked between our legs apologizing on the podcast for jokes. By apologizing, you're just amplifying it. The people that are upset at this, the majority of them don't even listen to the podcast. A lot of them are probably resentful of your success. They're like, why the fuck should these guys make all this money? And they're just like reacting to stupid videos on the internet and like telling stories.
They're just friends. I'm just friends.
Yeah, I'm just friends. Why can't I have millions of dollars like they have? But they don't realize that. They really think it's their community. Your community still loves you. Your community still knows you. If you actually have a community, they're not going to immediately throw you away because of one clip where you're laughing at a clear joke. Remember, the people trying to cancel you get off on you being canceled. You having to come out and apologize and bend to their whim and change the disposition of who you are. The learning lesson here is you do not apologize because you're part of your community in the first place.
You know what? I'm gonna give somewhat some kind of credit to that because I'll give Andrew Schultz this. he didn't apologize in the face of this, which I think is real. I think that's real because if he did apologize, that would be fake. So within all the nonsense, this is the most authentic that he's been. I will give him that credit. But I think the overall function is inauthentic. I believe Schulz has done something good, which is accurately call out the hypocrisy of hip hop, the hypocrisy of, you know what I mean, Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick Lamar is a hypocrite. We all know that. But the fact remains is that Andrew Schulz himself is a hypocrite. We have to understand that all these people, again, are entertainers, y'all. These individuals, Andrew Schulz, entertainer. Kendrick Lamar, entertainer. These are not authentic people. These are people who are working in an industry that's built on fake-ish and lies. That's built on all type of ish. And by the way, we at 1 a.m. in the building, man. By the way, shout out to all of us being here in the chat. Shout out to the people I like in the chat and people I don't like in the chat. I want y'all to give that 5-star rating. I want y'all to like the stream. I want y'all to send me some super chats, man. Get the super chat bumping, man. I'll be giving y'all content, man. Get the super chat bumping. But let me tell you something that's facts, though. In hip hop, there's a lot of cap, there's a lot of liars, right? We're going to talk about one of the liars. We're going to show you some of the liars in hip hop, in the industry, right? And some of the people who play games. But I think they had some pretty good takes. So let me play some of y'all. Meek Mill and My Son. By the way, before I even play that, before I even get into that, I kind of like this reply I like this interaction. I like this interaction. So Meek Mill says, white man saying he'll rape black men openly is extreme. Dan says it's just a joke. Black manhood, not a joke. I agree with that. I seen the same guy saying I was gay on his stand up. My white friends like my white friend like it's a joke. We don't joke like that in the black community at all. Now, look, I'm gonna show you it right now. I'm gonna show you the tweet right now. Right? Now, does that kind of make sense? Yes, it kind of makes sense. But you lose all validity when Andrew Schultz doubles down. And when they say he doubles down, he cooks you. In other words, look what Andrew Schultz says. I kind of like this reply. You seemed to like it. I even like the tweet. I like the tweet. He said, ha ha ha. First time I laughed at being gay. Don't but don't with me in real life. I may swing. See, I kind of like that by Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz staying consistent with it. But also Meek Mill, you lost a lot of credibility because, bruh, you allegedly got your manhood took by Diddy. Potentially the right message, evidently the wrong messenger. Right? So let's listen to another clip. I'm be right back. Where somebody's talking about it. Meek Mill and My Son. Let's go. By the way, y'all like the stream. Y'all like the stream. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but let's see what's going on.
Get ready. You know what to do, Chick. Look at Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Hey man, somebody tell Andrew Schulz that he might want to walk back this grape joke before it's too late. Every single day, more and more people are coming out and being outraged over Andrew Schulz's response to Kendrick. While he was responding to Kendrick's bar on his album, where Kendrick said, "Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law." Now, this bar is clearly about Andrew Schulz and his situation from a couple months ago.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect? This
Oh,
is
you don't know about this?
Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
Glows up, bro. Yeah, I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because it's so stressful. Being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
they grow a beard
because
there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
But the bar was more directed to the people that surround Schulz. Whether that's Charlemagne or Alex Media that sits on his podcast with him, this bar was more about holding him accountable and basically checking him for when he makes these jokes. Andrew went overboard with his response. He made a very disgusting joke about gripping Kendrick and having his way with him, which has not been sitting right with a lot of people. Meek Mill and my son are the two latest people to speak out against Andrew Schulz. Now Meek went on Twitter and said, white man saying they'll grape black man openly is extreme, and then say it's just a joke. Black manhood is not a joke. I seen the same guy saying I was gay on a stand-up. My white friends like it's a joke. We don't joke like that in the black community at all. If you guys missed the Meek Mill gay joke he was talking about that Andrew made on him, here it is.
Gay happy. I was like, Meek Mill. Guys, it was... I'll be honest with you, I don't think Meek is gay. I do not think Meek is gay. But he is incredibly bad at proving he's straight. He is... maybe the worst in history at doing that. When someone accuses you of being gay, you don't get on Twitter and go, I love so much, it's so juicy and wet, it's my favorite thing to pop. I just put my squeezes my juicy and it's so wet. He was like, I even had sex with a girl on her period. That's how you know I love women. He tweeted that and I was like, oh, he thinks that's disgusting. And you know who else thinks that's disgusting? The gay happy.
Now back then, there was not as much outrage for Meek. This was when all the Diddy allegations were coming in. A lot of people started joking on Meek, joking about him and Diddy having a quote-unquote situation. So back then, nobody really cared for Meek. It was cool to make these kinds of jokes about him back then. And even Meek Mill himself wasn't taking it too seriously back then. Meek responded to the Andrew Schulz gay joke saying, yo, this is the first time I laughed at being gay. But don't play with me in real life. I may swing. Well, now that Meek Mill sees Andrew Schulz is under fire for making a similar gay joke, this is his way of getting the last laugh on Andrew. Now, my son also weighed in on this situation. My son went on Instagram and said, yo, where's the humor in a man saying he can sit another man on his lap and grape him and he couldn't do anything to stop him? That's actually saying a man isn't man enough to protect his manhood. Am I bugging or nah? Nah, my son, you're not bugging at all. That's exactly what Andrew Schulz was trying to say. Throughout the entire grape joke, Andrew was making mentions to Kendrick being smaller and shorter than him. Now, my son did not stop there. He also went on Instagram Live to speak on it. Here's what he said.
What is the proper response supposed to be? Like, what is his response? If you a man, you at home chilling, and a man makes a joke, sits on his platform and say that.
I feel my son on this. I don't like my son, but my son right though. How you gonna react to another man talking about violating you? Like, what's the reaction? The reaction is
I can sit you on my lap, and I can quote him, and you couldn't do nothing to stop me.
That's pure disrespect. That's the most disrespectful thing you can say to another man. Let's go.
You're insulting a man's manhood. You're saying that you're not even man enough to defend yourself if I want to take your manhood from you. Why would that be funny to someone? Why would that be something that amuses?
I mean, it could be funny in certain contexts if the comedian executed it properly, but that's something that you don't really joke with, not only because of the historical context, but because, dude, you ain't funny like that. You don't have that humor. Let's go.
Somebody else to say.
And let me tell you something. Dave Chappelle made a hilarious rape joke. But you're not on that caliber, dog. Let's go.
I just want to know, like, because maybe it's me. I'm sitting there, I've been thinking about this shit all day, and I'm like, and I see them laughing and all that, and I'm like.
Also, black people, we don't joke like that, man. We don't joke like that.
Where's the funny part of this? I'm a grown man, and you made a joke that said, to somehow I look so weak to you. Somehow I lack efficiency as a man to protect myself. against another man taking my manhood from me? Like, really, I want to know. I mean, the freedom of speech. The problem is this: freedom of speech is freedom to probably get your ass whooped sometimes, because you can't openly insinuate that you could take a man's manhood from him. But understand, I really want to understand, because I listen to it over and I'm
Like things are jokes, but some ish ain't funny. Some people don't play like that. A lot of people, I don't play like that. I don't play about rape jokes to other men, even women. Like it has to be, in other words, a really smart, succinct, and funny. I don't play like that. Most people don't play like that.
like, what are you even talking about?
It doesn't even make you soft either. It makes you somebody who's somewhat moral and doesn't go along to get along.
It's really confusing to me. It's really so confusing, man. I guarantee you, on my daddy's grave, none of y'all walk up in the street and say that to me. Guarantee that. Just get off the internet, man. Come ask me these questions face to face, like, man. Come up to me and tell me, yo, I think you a cop, and I respect it. Yeah, I swear to God, I respect it. I swear to God on my mama's grave, you come up to me in the street and say, yo, I think you a cop. I can't wait. I respect it. Please. No, I'm not gonna crash. He gonna crash out, not me. I want you to do it. I can't wait. So it's very weird to me that we live in these times. You know? I just was so confused. I'm listening to that shit. I'm like, I watched it a few times and I'm like, where was the humor at in that? You know, you walk up, you say another man, that you'll sit another man on your lap. And you can rape him and take his manhood from him, and he couldn't do nothing to stop you. Like if I was sitting in the front row and I'm sitting there with my woman, and a man look at me and say, "Yo, I can sit you on my lap," and if I would decide that I would take your manhood from you, there's nothing that you can do to stop me.
By the way, people get unalived for less. I just gotta remind y'all that people get popped for less. Let's go.
That's funny. Right? Like, is that funny?
I told you guys in the last video, there is going to be a lot more responses coming out. As a comedian, yes, you can make all the jokes you want, but when backlash like this happens, you also gotta be ready for it. Playing with another man's manhood is a no-no. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys?
But I will give Schulz his credit. He's doubling down on it and he's not backing down. I can respect it. Even though I disagree and I find it very stupid, moronic, and racist, borderline, like the most disrespectful. He's standing in that disrespect. So I can, again, it sounds messed up. I can respect him standing in the disrespect. Right? Same way, even though I don't agree, and I think that this on the other individual is toxic and messed up. But I think that it kind of has some respect to it, or at least some understanding to it. We're gonna go beyond Schultz, so everybody in the chat, we're talking about y'all. Like even this guy I don't like, even this guy I don't really like that much. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people in the chat who we shifting. By the way, we shifting. We're gonna talk about another topic. This guy stands on his disrespect, and he doesn't fully stand on it. But this leads to our next topic. Fair use. Let's go.
I'm taking the critical.
And by the way, y'all, if y'all rock with me, like I'm telling y'all right now, I will have the uncensored version of everything we're talking about again on Patreon. So if y'all get the chance, check out my Patreon, like I'm talking about. My Patreon. And if you're like the stream, if you want to support me, also be sure to send a super chat if you're rock with what I'm rocking with. Show your boy some love. Here's what I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about Yacht Gotti and Young Thug, and I'm going to head out.
Criticism. I'm taking the and I ain't speaking. I'm taking the
Shout out Charleston White.
The criticism, I'm taking the and I ain't speaking against nothing and nobody. I'm keeping it solid. Only for you to do what I did. Had we all done this in the beginning, imagine where we'll be.
By the way, shout out real life street stars. They are the ones who are providing this.
Real life.
And this interview in general. Fair use, fair use.
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. Know what time it is.
All right, so I'm gonna throw a wrench in your logic real quick.
Yeah.
Gunatello was out. Young Thug did his thing, and then Young Thug kept it solid, and he got out. What's the
Young Thug didn't keep it solid.
Okay.
Because if he would have kept it solid, he would have went all the way to the finish line. He took the plea.
Yeah.
He didn't keep it solid.
The case still going on.
So he said, okay, y'all, we'll gang. I can't take it no more. We'll gang. Nigga, that's all Gunna said from the beginning, and Gunna wasn't a part of the game. But can't speak on Gunna when Gunna was the one that kept paying the lawyer. Gunna was paying that lawyer, homie. And because I said that publicly, homie, Young Thug got mad at Gunna because wasn't nobody supposed to know that.
Again, the full uncensored stream will be on Patreon. Here's the Patreon link in the chat. I'm going to obviously censor and cut up this stream. So if you want to get the full uncensored, go on Patreon. Only $5 a month, man, and I got exclusive content on there. If y'all want to send some super, let's get the super chat popping.
Information.
It was assumed, but not.
Man, I came in, homie, so, and I ain't even supposed to be repeating this, but nigga, I done let it out. Yeah, he was mad about that I publicly said that. They didn't want nobody to know that Gunna was doing that, homie. That's why Gunna and them brothers saying, you. Come on, homie, that nigga got out of jail.
Well, evidently, Gunna was the most successful artist on YSL, even more than Thugger. So YSL was obviously funding the label.
In the media.
Sorry, not YSL. Gunna was funding the label.
He went to work, nigga. He took he an artist. He ain't no gangbanger. He wasn't involved in none of those, nothing.
Yeah, too new to.
He wasn't involved in nothing. Why not relieve me?
Why not relieve me?
Why not relieve me? Why I got?
That's kind of facts. You gotta get him out the contract.
Gotta go through this with y'all. Y'all know I ain't with this.
Somebody, you gang. I mean, nigga.
Homie, y'all saw what Biggie partner did when they both. Hey, it's all me.
Yeah.
Come on, relieve me.
You gotta take the charge. Let's go.
So I can keep doing what I'm doing, paying the lawyer, my nigga. So Gunna real.
So Thug.
And what make him so real? He ain't spoke against nothing or nobody.
Gunna been quiet. He ain't saying nothing. Respect.
And made sure Brian still kept getting that money. It's the longest trial in the history of the world.
Nick.
You know how much them lawyer fees is? And it's the baddest. Come on, my. And I'm doing this the whole time. I'm taking the ridicule. I'm taking the criticism. I'm taking the and I ain't speaking against nothing and nobody. I'm keeping it solid. Only for you to do what I did. Had we all done this in the beginning, imagine where we'll be.
Craziest part again, what Charleston is talking about is that Young Thug took a plea deal. Young Thug took a plea deal. And we're going to get to this point when we talk about Yak Gotti, who did not take a plea deal. Exactly. So Young Thug took a plea deal just like Gunna took a plea deal. Right? Yak Gotti didn't take no plea deal, and Yak Gotti's out free right now. So here's the insult. The insult is Young Thug did the same thing that Gunna did, but Young Thug himself is mad at Gunna. Right? Young Thug himself is mad at Gunna when Gunna and them did the exact same thing at different times of the case. And the irony is that Gunna over here has been funding Thugger's trial. So Gunna has been helping Dude, and Dude is talking disrespect towards him. Let's go.
Shout out to Yak Gotti, my nigga.
Shout out Yak Gotti.
Yeah, shout out to Yak Gotti, my nigga. I'm praying for you.
Now you spoke on this.
By the way, this was released before Yak Gotti was found innocent. We're gonna play something after Yak Gotti's in. Yak Gotti went throughout the whole trial. In other words, he did not take the state's plea deal. What is the state's plea deal? Meaning the Georgia prosecution plea deal said that Young Thug would be on 15 years of probation, supervised release. Keep in mind, Young Thug is like 33, 32. This supervised release would lead into him being in his 50s, man. He be goddamn 47 till he gets off supervised release. Right? Maybe 48. Let me check out Young Thug's age. Thug's age, I believe the man is like 33. Like I said, he's 33. So this will lead until he's like 48. So he took a horrible plea deal when the case against him was weak. But he took the same or similar plea that Gunna did. And he calling Gunna a snitch when Gunna is funding his whole defense.
You said 15 years probation.
It's almost impossible.
It's very hard. Like it's almost
you can't even do this.
Bro, that is like a crash out waiting to happen. They done set him up to fail from day one.
You can't even do this. You can't do the slime thing.
Yeah, you can't do no slime. Yeah. No,
you can't
sabotage this whole program.
You can't even say peace.
Yeah.
You can't even take a picture with a fan that could be possible.
The only problem is that we have hindsight. So hindsight is 2020, meaning we didn't know what Thugger was going through in the walls. In other words, what he was going through in jail. So Thugger was so thirsty to leave. Young Thug was so thirsty to leave that he took any lifeline out. Right? This is why something called patience is a virtue. Let me tell y'all something that some people might not know. When I started streaming, man, I had nobody watching my ish, man. Nobody. And I'm not even going to say in other words. I'm just going to tell you facts. Nobody was watching my streams. And right now we have at least 12 or plus concurrent viewers. Right? And why is that? Because I stayed consistent. Why is that? Because I stayed working. Why is that? Because I tried to bring a product that people would like. And guess what? I'm getting some kind of benefits off it. And guess what? I found strategies in order to improve my content. And guess what? I have people who rock what I'm doing. And guess what? I've been working hard. Can I work harder? Yes. Can I work smarter? Absolutely. But guess what? There is definitely situations where I would have hooked onto a lifeline, where I would have seen there's an opportunity and I would have taken it, and I have taken it. Young Thug saw an opportunity to have freedom, which is why he took a horrible plea deal. There was a chance, again, that Yak Gotti would have failed. In other words, there's a situation where Yak Gotti would have gotten life in jail. Who is Yak Gotti? Yak Gotti is a member of YSL, Young Stoner Lifestyle, aka the label / alleged gang. Yak Gotti was found innocent. He didn't take the same plea deal as Young Thug. He decided to stay in it. Right? And he was found innocent. Right?
You're a gang member. And you gotta leave.
By the way, this interview was before Yak Gotti got found innocent.
Where you from? You got 48 hours to pack up and leave your kids, your mama, your everybody. Nah, put me back in trial.
Yeah.
Put me, I didn't know this was gonna be this hard. Put me back in trial. But when you done been to jail, I would have took that. Listen, they came to me with 5 year deferred probation. Man, I'm not taking that. That was me 5 years because I ain't maced the cat now. So my wherewithal and my conviction say I'm innocent. But nigga, when you know you done something, nigga, you can't keep taking. What's your name? Kunta. You can't keep hollering Kunta. Kunta. At some point, you saw the movie What was that when Denzel was getting them lashes across his ass, and nigga at some point a tear come down his eye?
One tear. That was Glory. Yeah.
Man, he was tight.
That was Glory. Shout out Denzel and Glory.
One tear.
One tear. Look at
few more lashes. A few more lashes. Oh,
let that scene keep going. Let that scene keep going.
Man, nigga, so I get it on both sides, my.
Is it a setup for failure though?
It is.
Like
probation have always been set up for you to fail. Parole is a little.
Absolutely. Probation makes you, it makes you crash out.
Designed for you to make it. Parole is a little designed for you to make it, but probation is designed for you to fail.
And that last stipulation that if he does violate, he has to come back before the judge. What you think that was about?
That means the judge.
Like, think about it, man. Like 15-year probation, crazy.
Put whatever he want to put on your ass. Homie, so that means these people oversee you forever. Yeah. 40-something years, 20 years plus 20. Man, those conditions didn't even make sense to me. What?
It's crazy.
So
what?
So does he?
And it let me know you can't come back and deliver. Homie, Thug ain't gonna be able to rap the kind of music that made him Young Thug because his spirit is broken.
See, that probation is crazy. That probation limits him so much, even as an artist.
He got a new soul. Yeah, no.
So
nigga, he ain't the same entertainer no more that can come make a, spirits done been broken. So it's no different than the who been walking around on the plantation and you finally see him, Kunta and Toby was two different. Kunta and Toby was, man, now Toby was civilized.
They pat Toby on the head.
Man, what with that cut off foot? Thug got a cut off foot now.
Yeah, of course, Thugger can't do nothing. He has a cut off foot, bro. This is, bruh.
So now think about Kunta Kinte and Toby. This Toby now, he can't deliver as Kunta.
Yeah. But it seems like Gunna's just thriving and
because Gunna wasn't a part of none of that.
Yeah.
He just got guilty by association. And he taking the shame only for y'all to love Woody. And nigga, I talked to Woody the other day, good-hearted,
The problem is they love Woody, but Woody did way worse than Gunna. And Gunna's a better artist, Gunna's a better person.
Woody is walking in redemption. Because, he walking, but how y'all gonna shame this? Atlanta wouldn't even play his songs, homie. They would play Gunna music in Atlanta club and everybody quit dancing. Only
perception is reality. Like I said, Andrew Schulz, I don't believe is a racist, but he's being perceived as a racist. Is he doing a ton of racist ish? Let's go.
For them to come celebrate Woody. So nigga, come on, my
that shit is
man. That's why I hate this culture, my nigga. That's why I speak against this shit in the way I speak against it.
I don't blame Charleston for that. The culture's messed up.
And real quick, you did say like the judge is one step from God, and it's crazy how that plays into what you just said with Thug. Like, I kind of own your life. Like,
and that's the problem. When you in the streets, unfortunately, the law system is your God. I don't want to be ruled by anything other than myself. And you make the law system, the court system, your God when you get in the streets like that. Unfortunately, as great as Thugger was as a musician, he let that be his God.
You nigga.
Like, you got to look up to me when you sleep at night.
But me and your lawyer cool. Your lawyer just had a big fundraiser. That's why they wanted.
The problem is Brian still could have had Thugger get off free if homie waited like 3-4 more weeks. It is what it is. But bro was probably tortured, man. He was tortured in jail. So we cannot hate on Young Thug that much because we don't know the conditions he was going through in the bin.
Out of there. That nigga that had the loot.
And the fact remains is that when you in jail and you alone and you going through that pain, man, that, you know what I mean? You gotta, that's hurt that a lot of people will never understand. Again, what I'm saying here is what Thug was experiencing was higher than a lot of people can understand. Again, you look at Yak Gotti, Yacht Gotti has never experienced the type of level of acclaim and fame and money and all of that Thug has ever experienced, right? So he has no reference point, right? But when you see Thug, who went from the top to the bottom, he's more willing to leave than anybody else. He's more willing to not crash out as much as yeah, Gotti's used to the streets, man. Yeah, Gotti's used to being desolate. Young Thug is used to being top of Billboard charts, Grammy nominated, man. So for him to spend more time in jail, he didn't want to do it. So he took that plea deal. Ironically, guess who also took a plea deal? The other individual who he doesn't like, meaning his signee, Gunna, took a plea deal. They both took plea deals. But one is being framed as a snitch and a rat, which is Gotti, and Thugger is being framed as the one who stayed solid. You stayed solid. You could have took a deal even earlier. The fact remains that you and Thug is in the same boat. You and Gunna, my mistake, is in the same boat. In this whole scenario, Yacht Gotti is the only one who stayed through, but Yacht Gotti also took the biggest risk. So let's see what he says. Hotel, get out of here, man.
He would go him over. This white woman the white woman always more compassionate. I don't give a damn what you say about white people. The white woman is way more compassionate, but she can be just as evil.
Correct. If a white woman rocks with you, she can be as compassionate. Could also be very evil.
He the one when Massa die. Know he been back there play. She go sell your babies. Yeah. She go make sure this one baby you got don't never get no.
By the way, Chaz, if you don't rock with this title, man, get on the Patreon where I'm going to have the full stream presented. I'm going to probably private this entire stream and then go to it. But like I said, to see the full thing, get on my Patreon link in bio. It is what it is. So everybody else, I might private this entire stream because it goes against YouTube guidelines. It is what it is. Go.
Freedom, so she can be just as cruel. But boy, when you find
you smoke too much real ish, man. YouTube will not that YouTube will demonetize and go against this entire stream. But if y'all rock with me, check the Patreon and only $5 a month.
And you're a compassionate white woman. Boy, yeah. That's who taught most niggas how to read. Had patience with you dumb ass niggas.
Before a woman was scorned, she was compassionate. So man, you get it before the scorn.
Even a scorned woman is compassionate.
Okay.
She don't push her feelings off on the world because she's a woman. She fixes them internally. She don't project them to the world. That's what brought out in the woman. The scorned woman that's showing she's scorned, that's a even a hoe. A hoe keep her scorn this to herself and play happy. Cause she knows she a blessing to many men.
Right. Many men.
Shit. Nah, niggas you got.
This is the problem. Charleston White says a lot of ignorant ish, but he says it funny, like so it's funny. He says a lot of stupid, ignorant. You can't take him serious. He's like a comedian, man. You can't take him too serious.
Yeah, that's the scorn.
Even though I talked about Schulz for a minute, again, I don't take him too serious because he's playing all right Andy character. Charleston White is playing a coon, you know what I mean? He's playing a goddamn Uncle Ruckus, ignorant N-word character, but also a lot of that is just him being himself. Let's go.
Woman or the scorned lady who letting you know she's been scorned. That's what a is.
Okay.
That's why they say life is a
and then you die. Now you just mentioned Woody. So for those right now, let us know.
By the way, you know what's crazy? We're at a 3-hour stream, and that's crazy is that I'm only at 11 likes, man. We gotta get this up to 15 likes. Get it up to 15 likes. Y'all just pull up where y'all chilling. Well, ain't no super chats popping. Ain't nobody sending your boy some guap. What's going on? I'm not trying to be too thirsty for it, but goddamn. Got all these people popping, but ain't no cash apps popping, but ain't no super chats popping. It's crazy. You know what's even crazier is that you have these mediocre creators out here who ain't really doing nothing, who have not given as much content and effort, and they're getting that love. You look, I'm not saying this in any kind of salty defensive way. I'm just saying that I'm an individual, right? who puts in a lot of work. I mean, I put in a lot of work, and I see half of these guys putting in less work. Super chats pumping, and you know what's crazy? Let me say something. That's this, and I didn't come up with this. This was from Angry Man. Shout out Angry Man. Um, he said something that was real. And what was that? He said that if you're a woman or you're appealing to female platforms, you're always going to get more support than appealing to a male platform and demographic. In other words, what he was saying is that men in general will support men less than women. So what I've noticed with my audience, and I'm just gonna go behind the screen with y'all. This whole stream is probably gonna get privated. This is only gonna be on my Patreon. I'm gonna be real with you. The fact remains is that if I was a male creator, which I am a male creator, and I was leaning towards a female audience, meaning that most of my audience was female. By the way, like 80 to 90% of my audience, people watching me, are males. It is what it is. But if I had an 80 to 90% female audience, I would have super chats blowing up. I would have insane amount of support. I would have consistent support, consistent to a high level. Why? Because that's just how things function, not only within YouTube, but within all content creators. That's why you'll see a lot of influencers or women. Why? Because women, what they do is they'll pay, they'll come out of pocket, meaning they'll spend on the creators that they rock with, meaning they'll patronize the content they like. They'll spend the money. They'll put the money up. I did not come up with this. I did not do this analysis. Angry Man did. Shout out to Angry Man. Y'all check out Angry Man on YouTube. The Angry Man's noticed that his female audience, which is I don't know what percentage it was, but they were the ones who were sending the most super chats and sending the most support to him as a content creator, even though he speaks about mostly male topics. So this is what happens. A lot of men who create content on YouTube do not get support from the same male creators in their atmosphere. And I've noticed even this low key. I'll tell you how I've noticed it. Last week I had an amazing stream, and you know what? I'll be honest, it was fire. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna brag. I'm not gonna be cocky with it. I believe that stream was great. There was one woman who was sending super chats upon super chats. You know what I mean? And showing love and and supporting me as a creator. She gave so many super chats, it over exceeded anything any male has ever done on my channel. And you know what's crazy? My audience is like 90% male. So here's the facts, and I'm gonna repeat it. If you like any content creator, you don't have to like me. Send that support to them. Send that money onto them. Not me. You know, of course I like me, but send that money onto them. Because going on screen and saying their opinion and being honest and being real and having the setup, the lighting, the video, everything, they're going out of their own way to give y'all some kind of entertainment. So you have to do your part of supporting them. Support them, man. I ask y'all for something simple. Very simple. Very, very simple. I ask y'all again to smash that like button. Smash that like button. That's the absolute best way you can support me because it's free, obviously, and also gets me in the algorithm. And also, if y'all want to, if y'all can, send the super chat, send y'all boys some money. Because we have a culture amongst men where we do not support each other. And not only do we not support each other, we rather hate on each other. women have one thing right. They have a lot of things wrong, but they have they support each other. They do. And if I had a higher female audience, I know the super chat would be going crazy. Because I give real entertainment and I give some education. I try to show I I go in. I put in effort, y'all. And if y'all notice it, y'all know. If y'all don't, let's go.
You and Woody status.
Woody, baby.
Because here's the facts. A lot of y'all would not have this effort. Y'all wouldn't. It is what it is. Y'all would not. Not this dedication. I know it. I know it. Shout out to the ladies who show love to me. Shout out to the people who like the chats. Shout out to the people who send super chats. Shout out to y'all, especially the people sending super chats and showing monetary support. I love and appreciate y'all. But if you spend sending that like too, I appreciate you too. Way more than you ever know.
My homie them probably mad at me, but nigga, Woody got a forgiving heart. He know he done hurt people. He told me, I didn't go listen to what you was saying about my daughter. People was telling me what you said.
He kept saying that. People kept telling me about
People kept telling him because people be in his ear before I even said something about his daughter. And that's what I know. And nigga, I just did it out of spite. You know what I'm saying? So wrong, my nigga. Cause I'm just doing it out of spite. Because I know you got people in your ear. But nah, homie, he really walking in redemption. So he really is what God would playing in the dirt. They say God like playing in the dirt. Yeah, that's the dirt God done played in, homie, and can show y'all that I don't want to hurt nobody. He's taking it all, my nigga. And he's still walking whatever light he done discovered. So that's why I got a lot of respect for him. Because I make a want to crash out.
Yeah, I would say, do you see the entertainment value of the back and forth of what it could be, and then let's get back
but even when I was doing that, we were still talking on the phone. It's only the people in the camera I'm playing for. Yeah, nigga, you don't mean nothing about your daughter. Yeah, but nigga, I'm gonna play like I do anyway. Nigga, I don't give a damn. I'm a content creator. Yeah, good or bad. I'm a content creator. I don't give
Shout out to that. He be saying some goofy ass shit. He saying some real shit, real ish sometimes. But let me actually show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. I want to get y'all opinion on something before we, we pop out. Before we really pop out. Oh man. Oh man. I'm gonna play this track in a few times.
I found them out the trap, these Glock got a standing maggots, I won't be stingy with no pussy, you can have it, I gon' lie. Shit ain't changed a lot, so I drop that automatic. It feel good to be rich as hell, and I ain't gotta do no gun clap, How to get away with murder, I was law and order. Passed out in Miami, I had to drink me some of that Florida water, On that block, I shoot a movie. Call me young reporter, got a bad red bitch, she stay with a barb, I call her my little daughter. Scratchy fuck, I met her in the quarter. All she wanna do is stay fly, show me what you want to order. Ass fat, sending her, she don't care if I'm recording. Ain't gon' lie, she put me to sleep, I was in that pussy snoring. Need a new bitch cause she getting born. Locked in cash, she need to go get a new man. You know I miss you, baby. And I climb my car when a young nigga sitting that can. I dream about kiss you, baby. That nigga made too mad and you walked out home. Come here, what's the issue, little baby? Been going too crazy, the neighbor gon' know my name. Put your face in the pillow, little baby. It's a sunny day. Every time you get around all your friends, you be acting a funny way. She get mad and I just laugh, she like, ain't shit funny, baby. As long as you do your job, hop on the dick like a bunny, babe. I found them out the trap, these Glock got a standing maggots, I won't be stingy with no pussy, you can have it, I gon' lie. Shit ain't changed a lot, so I drop that automatic. It feel good to be rich as hell, and I ain't gotta do no gun clapping, How to get away with murder, I was law and order. Passed out in Miami, I had to drink me some of that Florida water, On that block, I shoot a movie. Call me young reporter, got a bad red bitch, she stay with a barb, I call her my little daughter.
Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more, and then we really gonna peel out. We're gonna peel out very soon. like I said from the very beginning, this is fair use, and like I said even earlier than that, a lot of this music, a lot of these things that are gonna be, they're gonna be removed off YouTube. I might even private the entire stream. It's gonna get flagged evidently from YouTube. The key is understanding that I have a Patreon. I have a Patreon. Again, like I said, I have a Patreon. Third, fourth time, I have a Patreon and a membership that y'all can come to for the full uncensored stream. Right? The fact remains is that YouTube obviously censors. YouTube does that. Y'all already know this. So I don't need to remind y'all what it is. So it censors and they play games. YouTube play games. I'm not here to play games. So like you support me. Support me, man. You know what I mean? Support content creators, man. You want to support the organization, you want to support the machine, do that. But if you're a real one, you're gonna support the creators like myself who are actually out here really doing the ish, really getting it done. We gonna play this track and then we go. Let's go. Let's go. By the way, by the way, shout out again. Shout out to EBKJ Bo Boogie, man. Fantastic track. We're gonna finish off with this. I say we're gonna finish off, but we really gonna finish off with this. I'm gonna give my commentary regarding DJ Vlad, specifically Whack 100, speaking on Yak Gotti, and there's no guilty plea and all these things.
All right, here we go. Whack 100. Welcome back to Vlad TV.
What's up, man? You had me in the dungeon, man, for a couple weeks.
That's right.
Month or two.
Well, a lot has happened recently, which you have your hands in somewhat.
Who, me?
We'll start off with Yak Gotti.
Oh, yeah.
Today, breaking news, just got found not guilty.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. This is when Yak Gotti found not guilty about 3 days ago.
On all charges.
Yeah.
RICO not guilty, murder not guilty, participation in criminal gang activity not guilty, violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act not guilty, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony not guilty, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon who was previously convicted of a felony involving the use of a possession of a firearm not guilty.
Telling in the interrogation room while eating a chicken dinner, guilty.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
Oh, so it was telling. I might have been misinformed. I didn't know. Was Yak Gotti really telling?
You called me last week and said, I've got an interview of an interrogation room with Gunna telling on everyone, and we want to sell it.
This is where sometimes Whack 100 goes crazy because he implicated Gunna. By the way, man, in the streets, I don't know if y'all know this, but in the streets being called a snitch or a rat, that's a death sentence. By the way, look at Nipsey Hussle and Is She Cuz, right? That's literally a death sentence.
I had to wait on that one.
Right.
I had to. You know, when I'm coming at you, I got to come with the big dog.
Right.
So because I had the brakes put on me, I said, hey, fuck it. I released the Yak Gotti one.
Okay, because you told me Gunna, and you originally went on the internet and said there's a video of Gunna snitching in an interrogation room.
Because that's what was coming. You got to remember, everybody's in the interrogation room.
At some point.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. I tell you this. It's always a few people that has these tapes. One of them is the one that's being interrogated. I bet you he won't put out his interrogation room tape.
I don't get it.
The guy being interrogated?
Yes.
Always
In other words, Yak Gotti is not going to release his interrogation tapes because it was notified that he was snitching, aka ratting.
has his interrogation room tapes. They got to release it to his legal.
You have the right to get your interrogation
Yeah, hell yeah. You got to
I didn't
release
know
it to your legal because your attorney's going to go over what was said, what wasn't said.
Got it.
So, you know, I feel like anybody that's been in there that just don't let them go, I think you got something to hide. But
Okay, but you told me it was Gunna, and then it ended up being Yak Gotti.
No, I just end up releasing Yak Gotti's.
But didn't you publicly say it's not Gunna, it's Yak Gotti?
Wack 100 is lying like an MF. He said that Gunna was the one who was ratting. That's what he said. He said that on video multiple times.
A mistake or something like that?
I mean, I got to announce what I'm going to release. I had to go double back. And, you got to follow instructions sometimes, Vlad.
Okay.
Okay, so he's saying that he was assigned to slander Gunna. That's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, I was assigned to ish talk Gunna. But in reality, I was talking about Yak Gotti. Okay, so he's playing the game. He's playing the game. And some of y'all might care about it, some of y'all might not. But you have to know that Wack 100 is compromised and he's following either the label, which is my best guess. My guess is he's following the label, or number two, he is following whatever Thugger is saying. These might be commingled and linked. Or number three, clout chasing. All of this might be linked. But he is one, either following label, two, following Thugger, three, clout chasing. All three combined could be a general principle. Let's go.
Right,
because you don't follow instructions from your people, they stop feeding you.
Okay, because I said, well, I need to see it first. I'm not just going to.
Yeah, you were in New York somewhere.
Yeah, I was in New York at the time.
I'm glad you wasn't here. Because once you would have saw it, it would have been gone, and then they'd have said, "Hey, how about this, that?" And I'd have been like, "Yo, it's too late."
Okay, so the Yak Gotti interrogation tape got released. What exactly did he say in that tape?
What didn't he say? They brought him a big old plate of food. And he started talking about everything and everybody, A to Z. But the worst thing he said was, if you let me out of jail, I can go get you more information.
Isn't that just a general thing to say to get out of the situation?
To the police?
Yeah. Doesn't mean you're actually going to do it.
After you just told for an hour and a half?
Who did he tell on before that?
This thing is 3 hours. He mentioned everybody. He mentioned Thug. He mentioned Woody. He mentioned everybody. He mentioned that after you've been telling for damn near 2 hours, and then you say, if you let me out of jail, I can bring you some more information. So when you say some more after you've given information, it's one thing you get in there and the first minutes, let me out of jail, I'll bring some information. You ain't said nothing, okay, maybe you might be trying to finesse him. But if you've been telling for damn near 2 hours on tape while munching around chicken and greens and cornbread, and you tell him after the fact, let me out, I can get you some more information. At that point in time, it's evident what it is.
Let me say this again. I think that they playing games. Again, I think that Yak Gotti might have potentially snitched. But also I believe that if Thugger had stayed more patient, he would have had a better chance in the trial, in the jury trial, because the prosecution was weak. Right? Again, I say it like this. You have to be smart with your ish. It's been Big JTV, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Patreon will get, of course, like I said, Patreon will get early access to all of this. Like I said, tap the Patreon or even join the membership and everything like that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We had a good time tonight. I had a good time tonight. We had some debates. We had some good vibes. And we did what we had to do. Big J TV. Appreciate y'all for that stream. Friday nights come through. Friday night live. We making it a thing, and I'm out. Just deuces, man.